Hey, Paul, wake up! Don't tell me you're sleeping. Come on, it's been a whole day. If you keep going at this rate, I'm gonna think you're dead or something.
Look, don't worry. I'm already up and shining. Come on, it's just a little bit of sleep. Don't get on my case for it.
What are you talking about? You've basically slept most of the weekend away. Of course I'm gonna call you out on it. You really need to settle down. I know you want to be there for me, bro, but at the same time, you need to take care of yourself.
I get it, but look, I'm not pushing myself too far. I'm working well within my comfort zone. Honestly, don't worry about me. You focus on what you need to do, and I'll do the same.
Okay, but that's a little hard when I come home and find you passed out on the floor. Come on, how do you expect me not to be worried about you? It's clear that you're working well beyond your limit. You don't need to go that far from me, honestly. Care about yourself a little bit more.
Hey man, unless you're in a hangar right now building that rocket you dreamt of making, then I'm gonna continue what I'm doing. Honestly, do you see me complaining about what's going on? Who cares if I sleep the whole weekend? At least throughout the week, I'm 100% there, aren't I?
Yeah, but who knows what's gonna happen to you at this rate? You're probably gonna die before you're 30, honestly. Do you need to keep working the way you do? I know you want to cover all the finances, but just let me get a part-time job. It doesn't have to be too long, a couple of hours during the week. It would take the workload off you for sure.
That's just nonsense. Do you really think I'm gonna let you do something like that, John? Of course not. I'm not gonna make you waste a precious hour flipping burgers at McDonald's. You could be learning the vital knowledge that's gonna help you achieve your dream.
I know you want to support me and make sure everything I do works towards that dream. Even then, I just don't want you thinking you're some sort of slave to me or something. I mean, you have your own life too, don't you, bro? I know you want to do things for yourself as well. Honestly, I'm totally fine if you feel that way. Your life doesn't have to revolve around me.
You just don't get it, do you? Between the two of us, you're the one that has the dream that you want to achieve. Honestly, I'm not saying that I'm lower in value compared to you or anything, but I think what you're doing is worth supporting.
You want to open up that restaurant of yours, right? That's what you were planning to do before everything happened.
I know, but compared to the scale of something like what you're gonna do, what is my little restaurant gonna mean in the grand scheme of things? You could be putting people on a different planet. You can probably save humanity with what you do.
Hey, come on, let's not take this too far.
No, but I'm serious, bro. Honestly, you should really value what you're working towards. If I could be a part of that, if you achieve something great someday, I could say that I deserve a little bit of credit for it. Think about it. Me, I'm the guy that played a part in you saving humanity.
You say that like it's bound to happen, like it's inevitable or something. Come on, I'm just a kid at the moment. Who knows if I'm gonna do something crazy like that?
Well, hey, it's good to dream, isn't it? I know the type of guy you are. You're a hard worker and you're focused. I mean, think about our circumstances. Despite everything that's happened, you've managed to skip your levels and get yourself into university at such a young age. It is really good stuff, man. I think it's amazing.
It's not that big of a deal. I'm pretty sure there are plenty of guys out there like me.
I don't know about that. If I thought you were just an average dude, then I wouldn't be going out of my way like this. I truly believe that you're gonna help people someday. But here's the thing. If we can't pay for your education, then how is that gonna happen? I need to be the one paying these bills. It's a massive loan we got for you to go to university. I am totally happy to put in the hours and support you going there.
Thanks, man. You really do care about this, don't you? I don't know if anyone else has a brother like you.
Yeah, well, your thanks isn't gonna mean anything to me unless you actually produce the results. I don't want to see you screwing around. You hear me? No girlfriends. 0, you don't need any distractions.
Oh, come on, man, really? Not even one? Not even one to blow off some steam?
Trust me, I've made mistakes and it's your job to learn from them. For the type of thing you're gonna do, you need to be fully focused. I'm not gonna let you wonder and start making mistakes.
Oh, come on, man. I'm a really young guy. There's a super cute girl in my class. I've been thinking about asking her out.
No, this is out of the question. Don't go anywhere near her. You guys are done.
What are you talking about? Her and I have the same project to do. I was thinking that her and I could work together on it. We might be able to finish it quickly, you know?
Hey, I know how guys act. We're gonna use that project as a little excuse to get close and work together in private. Then you're gonna be smooching with her in the toilet.
Holy crap, really? Could I really do something like that? That sounds pretty cool, to be honest.
Concentrate, John. I'm being serious right now. Think about what you're gonna do in the future. I need your mind to be there. Don't let it wander off to this girl.
Man, this is just so unfair. I remember when you were my age. You were hanging around with girls all the time.
Yeah, and look where I ended up. Do you see me running my own restaurant now? Do you see me doing the things that I wanted to do?
Well, no, because you keep wasting your time on me.
John, let's clarify some things here. If you're not wasting your time, I'm not wasting my time. What were your test results last semester?
I got 100 out of 100.
Okay, this semester, how many specialists have you talked to that are in your field?
I've gone around to 5 companies, and I've talked to the head engineers there. I would say about 10 in total.
Okay, and how many papers are you writing at the moment?
I'm currently performing about 4 different experiments. One of them is working towards my thesis. The others, I'm hoping, contribute to me creating a better, more sustainable rocket that propels us further.
Exactly. Now, if you're doing all of this stuff, how can I say that I'm wasting my time? If the money I earn goes towards the work that you're doing now, then I'm totally happy to do it.
Okay, I see where you're coming from. I just got this really heavy load on my shoulders. I guess I just don't want the responsibility of knowing that I have to produce results to succeed.
Well, here's the thing. I trust in you. I think if you actually try, the results are guaranteed. I know of temptation. I know you're at the age where you want to hang out with a lot of girls. Trust me, I've thought about it. I thought that maybe even one might be good for you. I just want you to put in that work first, and then you can go have your fun. It is going to work out that much better.
Okay, look, bro, I hear where you're coming from. There's not a lot of guys with my dream and my talents.
Exactly. It would be a waste if you didn't apply yourself. You were gifted with a special skill set, and I think you should be putting that skill set to good use.
Well, you know what? I'll ignore the girls in the class. I'll focus on what I have to do. Let's talk about you, though. How are you and that sexy boss of yours going? Is she still harassing you?
Look, I don't want to get into that area. We were having a very serious conversation.
Hey, come on. We spent all that time talking about me. I think it's time we talked about you. I mean, I get it. You're gonna work all the time so that you can earn the money for me, right? You already get a salary. Why don't you have a little bit of fun while you're there?
Like I said before, I don't want to distract myself with girls right now. The only thing that matters is what you do.
Well, hey, I want one of us to be having fun here. It's kind of gloomy if we're both doing the work, isn't it? Come on, like you don't have any new stories? What has she done this time? Maybe she slipped you a love letter while you were sitting on the toilet or something? How about this? Maybe one day you're gonna open up your drawers and she's left a little panty in there for you. Oh, that'd be pretty cool, wouldn't it?
Look, what is going on with that lady and I is under control. I'm handling it. Don't worry.
Oh, look at the way you speak. You're handling it. That is so boring. You know how many guys would kill to be in your position? Who wouldn't want some hot, rich woman hitting on them? Just think about it, man. There are a ton of different guys out there just dreaming about what you're getting to experience right now. You should really pounce on it.
Come on, John. Let's just say that I do take advantage of the situation. What's gonna happen with you? You stop getting the money you need to go to university. It's gonna be that much harder for you to build rockets. I'd rather sacrifice a little bit of action if it means that I can maintain that dream of yours. Besides, you remember what Mom said, didn't you?
Yeah, I know, I get it. You don't have to remind me all the time. Anyway, look, I've got another class coming up, so I gotta go. Can you just relax today, please?
No can do, I'm afraid. I've got a side job that I'm gonna do online. I have to finish it by today. It's gonna get us a lot of money.
Are you kidding me right now? You're gonna work today as well? Don't you ever do anything apart from work? Oh, wait, I forgot. You sleep all weekend as well. You know, man, I miss the old you. What happened to that guy that kept bringing girls around all the time?
What can I say? We all grow up at some point, don't we? Anyway, enough talk. You got a class coming up. Get your head into the game.
Polly! Polly, come on! This is your boss talking to you. You're not allowed to ignore me. What are you doing right now? Actually, you know what? Why am I asking? It doesn't really matter. Just ignore whatever insignificant tasks you got today. I want you in my office right now.
Miranda, we already had a conversation about you messaging me on my personal WhatsApp account. I'm still really confused as to how you got your hands on it in the first place. Anyway, look, if you're gonna call me into your office, it needs to be about something serious. We have got a lot of things to do today. I have to mobilize the team. I respect your authority, but if it's not anything too important, I politely ask you to let me get back to business.
Oh my god, you're just like such a little wet blanket, aren't you? I love it when you play hard to get all the time. You know what? That's fine though. I kind of like this. It's a little bit more sneaky, more sexy to text each other this way.
Miranda, I really don't appreciate the way that you talk to me. I find it really inappropriate and it makes me feel uncomfortable. Anyway, there's this report that I have to write by the end of the day. If I don't get it done, it could mean a lot of dysfunction within our team. If you care about the successful operation of your business, you'll let me get to it.
Oh my god, you are just so serious all the time. Don't worry. Learn to relax. Maybe delegate the task to someone else. Do you know that little nimwit Michael that we just employed recently?
I do. He's a good worker. He's trying his best. I think he's going to advance through the ranks with a little bit more time and elbow grease.
Yeah, right. The only thing that guy is capable of is pouring a decent coffee. You know what I say? Whatever you gotta do, just give him the task. You and I need to have a little bit of fun.
What do you mean we need to have a little bit of fun? Michael is still trying to understand how this place works. I'm not going to put this task on him. It's going to be way too difficult for him.
Yeah, okay. How was the sword formed in the first place? You gotta put it through the fire, don't you? You gotta do the exact same with that Michael guy. I swear I can't believe we employed some loser like him. Who's the guy managing our recruiting at the moment? I have to have a word with him. But you know what? All of that insignificant stuff can come later. You and I have business to attend to.
I am not going into that office until you tell me what exactly you want to talk about.
Oh, come on, Paul. That spoils the fun. Why are you being so hesitant? I'm your boss, right? You can trust me. Just walk on in.
No, I know that I can't do that. I've already made that mistake too many times before.
What are you talking about? It's a mistake that you don't walk in here enough.
I really don't want to walk in there and see you pleasuring yourself again on the desk. I'm sorry, Miranda, but it's not the reason why I wake up early in the morning and come into work.
Oh, come on. Don't act like you didn't like that. I saw the way your eyes darted around the place. You liked what you saw, didn't you?
Look, I'm really not gonna answer that. I'd prefer if I could just get back to work.
Come on, Paul. You can't just be work, work, work all the time. You gotta take the light side of things. I'm telling you, it's gonna be good for the work efficiency here anyway. Don't you just feel a little cramped up, hunched over that computer all the time, typing away? Wouldn't it be good if you could find a way to just ease that pain? Let's start with relaxing a little bit. Have someone take the weight of those big shoulders of yours.
Don't worry, I'm quite capable. I've been doing this job for a long time.
You have, haven't you? One of the most competent staff we got. Honestly, you've saved this company more times than we care to count. You deserve to be rewarded for it. Come on, come into my office and we can talk about that reward. Just make sure you shut the door properly and lock it. We don't want anyone walking in and getting jealous.
Miranda, I really don't want to get into these games with you. I understand that this is the type of person you are. Then again, I don't know how to feel about it, considering you're in the position that you are.
What do you mean by that, Paul?
Well, I mean, it's not exactly appropriate for you to be talking to me like this, right? You're my boss. You and I are meant to have a professional relationship.
Hold on a second. What did you just say? A relationship? Oh, wow. Who would have thought it would come out of your mouth?
No, hold on, that's not what I said. I said a professional relationship. It's different to what you're thinking about right now.
But it's still a relationship, right? Oh my god. Paul, you really do know how to make a girl get all flustered and stuff. Be careful. I might just get out of this office and jump right onto you. Don't lead me on that way.
Miranda, I just want you to calm down. You know I didn't have any romantic expression when I said that.
Come on, Paul. I just don't get you. Really? Why are you doing this all the time? Think about all the other guys that work here. They'd kill for a chance to take a hit on this. I'm putting myself on a silver platter for you. Just come and dine in. Don't feel ashamed of it. No one even has to know. We'll keep this behind closed doors. What are you so worried about?
Well, I come in here to get the work done, not to screw around in your office.
Are you serious? You're not telling me that you're not even a little bit tempted? Come on. No one's gonna catch us. You know how soundproof these walls are. Look, I'm gonna scream out right now. Did you hear what I said?
No, I didn't hear anything.
Okay, well, I was screaming, Paul! Paul! Oh my god, baby. What are you doing right now? Why are you taking so long? Just come in here and plow me already. Oh my god. I don't know how long I can take. Please, I'm begging you. Rip this little skirt off me. I want you to come smother me. You telling me that you didn't hear any of that? I was screaming that at the top of my lungs.
No, I didn't hear anything like that.
Well, there you go. There's proof this place is soundproof.
I'm not really sure if you even said that in the first place, to be honest.
Yeah, well, you know what? How about we just do a little bit of a test, huh? Just come in here and I'll go out there. Scream whatever you want. I'll tell you if I heard it.
I'm not doing that, Miranda. You can't trick me into going in there. I know I'll go in there and you're going to be doing something inappropriate like you do every time.
You're really too sharp for your own good, you know that. I mean, I absolutely love it, but at the same time, I just wish you eased up a little bit. I don't know what it's gonna take to get through those little cracks of yours. I know what's behind that tough, strong exterior you've got there. There's a little wild man waiting to burst out.
Well, let's just hope he doesn't do that during work hours.
Aha! So I was right, wasn't I? You are a little feisty devil, aren't you? How am I gonna bring that little man out, huh? Come on. I want to see the real Paul. I want to see what he's hiding from everyone. I want to see him screaming in exhilaration. Surely you can do that for me.
Look, Miranda, I don't know what to tell you. I think you're a very beautiful woman, and don't take that too far. I'm saying it in a purely objective sense. I'm not trying to hit on you or anything.
Oh, I know. Don't worry. You can tell me more of that. It's good. Keep it up. What else do you want to say about me? Comment on my body. You know I go to the gym, right? I keep this body tight. But you know what? Don't take my word for it. Come give it a try yourself.
Look, I think that's amazing too. You go to the gym and you take care of yourself. I have a lot of respect for you. This company was your father's, but you managed to take over and evolve it into something even bigger and better. I honestly respect that type of thing. Apart from the way that you talk to me, you run this business very well. You've also put a good deal of time into your looks. If there's a model for how a person should work on their work ethic and appearance, I would take you and use you as that model.
Oh my god, Paul. Even just the most dull, logical compliment like that just hits me like an arrow to the heart. But you know what? I want you to spice it up a little bit. Compliment me on what you really like about me. You don't really care about this business. I know you're just like all the other guys here. They're just dying for a chance to get a taste of Miranda. You can just smell it off them.
Smell what exactly?
Everything. You can smell desperation, desire, hunger. I honestly enjoy having a workforce like this. I like to keep them hungry. Keep them craving for me. Makes them work harder. Makes them want to stand out a little bit more.
Well, look, I'm not going to judge that philosophy that you have there. If it works, it works. I mean, they're definitely putting in the hours, I'll say that much.
The only thing is that you're different from them. You're so different from them and I hate it! No, that's not true. I don't hate it at all. I'm absolutely obsessed with it. What drives this man, Paul? Who is he? Why does he do what he does? Why does he come into work and just appear like he's not tired at all and just gets everything done? Why is he able to mobilize the team so easily? He hasn't made one mistake since he's been working here. It's just so vexing. I want to figure out this little enigma he's given me. How can I know who he really is?
Well, I can't really answer that one for you, Miranda. Here's the thing. I'm one of your top employees here. You put me in a very high position. I have a lot of responsibilities. Unfortunately, the things that you're requesting of me are outside of my occupation. They are just not in the job description. I thank you for the offers of all the times you try to get me to come into the office and get a personal massage from you. I thank you for putting me in the position that I'm in now. It's definitely given me the income I need to pursue the goals that I have. But if it's fine between you and me, I would like to keep it strictly business. I'm not in a position in my life to have a relationship, and I hope you can understand this.
You really are the negotiator, aren't you? This is why I put you in the position that you're in. You know how to settle people down. Look, you need to know something about me, Paul. I'm not your average woman. When I want something, I will get it. I chase things. I see things that I want and do whatever I can to get it. It's how I got this position. It's how I've been able to come out on top. It's how my father has raised me. It's something that I can't help.
Look, I get it. Maybe you want some sort of relationship or something a little bit more temporary. Regardless, I just think you should seek it with someone else. As you said before, there are plenty of people that would love a taste of Miranda, the boss. I'm sure they stay up all night fantasizing about it. I think you pursuing me is a wasted effort. You would get the satisfaction that you're seeking in another person, and they would also be appreciative for it as well. Unfortunately, I'm not interested in this type of thing.
Oh my god, Paul, you just totally don't get it, do you? This isn't how this works. I don't want some of the average little shrimps in this company. Do you think they're exciting to me? There's nothing exciting about a couple little beggars just waiting for the world to give them something. They don't have what you have. They don't have what I'm looking for.
What is it exactly that you want? What is it that I have that is so different from other people?
Paul, you are the whole package. I want all of it. I love how much of a good job you do here. You're very competent. It's sexy. I find it so attractive. Not only that, but come on, let's take a look at that bod. What do you do? I need to know. What's your little secret? How do you keep that physique so tight?
Look, that is something that I don't really need to answer for you, isn't it? You've been doing the same thing. You go to the gym. I go with my little brother. We just do it for our lifestyle to stay healthy.
Oh, come on. You don't need to act so humble with me. I know you put extra effort into that Tootsie. Don't act like you're not happy about me complimenting it. There's no way a guy works that hard to get a physique like that and doesn't want to be complimented for it. That's the whole reason you were doing it, right?
I don't really have a comment on that, to be honest. Miranda, it is what it is. I do a whole body workout, and I guess I just grow bigger in that area. If that's the type of guy you're after, maybe you can turn one of the younger employees into that. Lead them on with a little bit of expectation of you guys dating. Make him know that he needs to get competent and good at the job. Start producing results. Then convince him to go to the gym. Don't you think that's the best thing? You have now created a more efficient worker, and he's also a viable partner for you. You also get to keep me on the workforce. You're not putting me in an uncomfortable position all the time.
Oh my god. Seriously, do you expect me to put in all that work for something like that? Why is it my responsibility to make a guy into the way he's supposed to be? Why can't I just get one like you? Let's face it. What is so wrong about us dating, Paul? Don't you think it's the right thing to do?
I don't know why you would say that. There's nothing right or wrong about it. But if I had to give a judgment on it, I would say it's the wrong thing. I mean, I am your employee at the end of the day. You really shouldn't be talking to me this way.
Hey, come on. This is just human nature. What do you expect? Do you think the apple of Eden tasted any different from another apple? I bet it was the exact same thing that a normal apple was. The only difference was that you weren't allowed to eat it. That's why it was so desirable. It's kind of like us with a forbidden relationship. It's exciting, isn't it? Even you must be tempted.
Miranda, thinking about that type of thing is really unhealthy. Just take my advice and drop it.
Come on, Paul. You know you want to. Just have one little bite. You know what? Not even that. Have a lick. You don't have to eat the whole apple. Just feel it. Get a bit of the sensation. Find out if you actually like it or not. Who knows, you might hate it. That's fine, but at least give it a go.
No, I am not going to do that. I have a goal. I have things I need to achieve. Anything that lies outside of that goal isn't relevant to me. Thank you for enticing me, but I have to decline. I want you to find someone else that you can indulge yourself in.
Oh my god, Paul. I can't believe it. You really are strong-willed, aren't you? I love that. It's so masculine and sexy. I'm going to get you at some point. I told you, didn't I? If I want something, I'm going to get it, no matter what the cost. That's the type of person I am. Don't think I'm going to give up just because you said no. This doesn't end here.
Hey, bro, come on. This is just totally unfair. How could you do this? I didn't know you were this much of a hypocrite. So, the truth comes out. You can't argue against this one. Even you like a little bit of action every now and then, don't you?
What are you going on about now, John? I'm in a cafe working on my side project at the moment. I'm pretty busy, so this better be important.
Oh, hey, look, I don't care what you're doing at the moment. I need you to explain what's going on here, especially after that talk that we had the other day. I mean, you seriously gave me that big, massive lecture about staying on task and being focused, and you go and do something like this? Let me just say, if you're off having fun, then I deserve to have a little bit of fun too, right? I mean, you're setting the example. It's not like you're my parent or anything. We should be equal in that regard.
Hold on, John. I have no idea what you're talking about right now. Can you explain a little bit more? What are you looking at?
Hey, why should I? You should already know, right? I mean, something like this is just way too bizarre.
What is exactly?
Well, just the state that you've left the house in. I mean, I get home from a massive day of study. So much stuff that I have to cram into my head. I'm walking home thinking about everything, recalling all the concepts, and trying to relate it to other things that I know. You know what I'm talking about, right? Just all the basic, boring things you need to do to consolidate it into your memory. I was so lost in thought that I had no idea about my surroundings. I was walking into the driveway, recalling all of the information in my head, and all of a sudden, I tripped on something.
Tripped on what exactly?
Hey man, don't act like you don't know. You're the one that put all of the stuff here, right? What did you do with this girl? It looks like she ran away trying to strip herself with all the gear.
Do what? To who? A girl? John, none of this is making sense.
You're telling me I'm more confused. Care to give me an explanation? I mean, tell me what the story is here. It's exciting to try and piece the puzzle pieces together myself, but I am at a loss here. I think I need you to explain it.
Explain what exactly? What are you looking at?
Okay, well, the first thing I tripped over was some handcuffs. Pretty good quality ones as well. I mean, they're really heavy. They were heavy enough to trip me. Then let's take a look around us here. A bunch of bondage gear, some anal beads, a rope. I mean, any type of implement that you can think of, I'm pretty sure it is all here. Who was this chick? She must have been super freaky. Come on, man, you gotta give me the details. I never get to engage in this type of stuff. You always have me on a short leash.
Hold on, John. I honestly have no idea what is going on here. This is a big mistake. We need to do something about this. Call the police or something. It's clear that we've been broken into.
Look at you go, trying to hide it. Acting like we were robbed or something. Look, I know that you're ashamed of what she did, but just admit it. I'm not some stupid kid anymore. It is clear that you got up to something here. Besides, you kind of owe me, don't you?
What do you mean by that?
Well, I mean, look at the rubbers you got strewn all over the place. It is pretty disgusting, man. Don't you guys think you can just clean up after yourselves afterwards? What, were you in that much of a rush to get back to work? I'm sure your sexy boss wouldn't mind you skipping one day.
Hold on, this is just getting worse and worser than I thought. Are you actually telling me that there are rubbers strewn all over the place? What the hell happened there?
Hey man, I'm trying to ask you right now. You care to explain this to me?
Look, it is clear that something weird has happened here. Some guys broke in and they had some sort of intercourse in the house or something. It's pretty strange. I think you need to call the police and find out who did this. They could come back. We might be in danger.
Are you serious right now? Bro, you're not sure what's going on here? I thought for sure this was you. I mean, it looks exactly like the type of thing that you would do ages ago.
Look, say what you want about me, but I actually clean up after myself. I wouldn't leave a place in that condition, especially something as disgusting as that. Who the hell would do this, and how did they get into our house anyway?
Oh, hey, there's a letter here in the kitchen. Whoever wrote this has super neat handwriting.
A letter? What does it say?
Well, looks like you have been hiding something from me. It says, "Thanks for the good time, baby," at the bottom. It has the name Miranda on it. Now I am starting to see the picture. Miranda is the woman that you've been working with, right? She's the one that keeps hitting on you.
Wait, did it actually say that? Oh, I don't believe it. I wonder if she actually broke into the house.
Is this actually her? I have to admit that I'm pretty jealous of you right now, man. I mean, it's clear that this chick is head over heels for you, man. She has some weird obsession. I mean, to break into a guy's house and leave all this stuff here? Oh, wait, that is to say that you're actually telling me the truth. You guys didn't do anything, did you?
Of course we didn't. I told you last time, didn't I? I want both of us focused on the mission at hand. I don't have time to do something like this. I want to find out why she went as far as she did to do this, though. Just how did she get into our house?
Well, look, man, I don't know about that. You do whatever you gotta do. I gotta go back and study. I am gonna take this little red panty, though, as a souvenir. If she asks for it, you can say that we threw it away or something.
Oh, come on, John. What did I say about staying focused?
Oh, come on, man. You're never any fun. I miss the old you.
It is quite convenient that the moment I need to talk to you, you're not in the office. What exactly are you doing? Miranda, you do realize I could call the police on you for something like that.
Oh, hey! Well, this is a rare set of circumstances, isn't it? I mean, has there ever been a time where you messaged me first? I think I'm always the one that's doing the chasing here. Well, I guess I must have really got you thinking the last time we had a conversation. So what happened all of a sudden? Did you realize that deep down you wanted a taste of this luscious little gal? It's fine. Just admit it. All guys end up like this eventually. Even one that's as stoic and focused as you. It's in your nature to want something like this. Well, too bad for you. I'm not in the office today. I guess you're gonna have to sit there fantasizing.
Miranda, enough of the games. This is not funny. You went to my house yesterday, didn't you? You absolutely trashed it with all that stuff. Don't try and deny it. You left enough evidence for us to figure out that it was you.
What are you talking about, Paul? It sounds like you're really angry at me for something. I wonder what you think I did. Look, I was just having another casual afternoon yesterday. As usual, I'm feeling a little bit heated. I felt a little bit feisty and I got into a bit of a mood, if you know what I mean. Once I get into that mood, it's really hard to get out of it. I put on some revealing gear and pulled out my little toys and I went to town. I had a little fun, if I'm being honest. Whatever you're thinking I did must be totally different from that.
Miranda, we both know what you did yesterday. The question is why. You do realize that what you did was breaking and entering? It is against the law. How did you get into my house?
Come on, Paul. You really don't think I can't figure out how to get into a house like that? I have my eye on you 24/7. I know exactly what you do. If I need to do something, I find out how. After knowing the little routine of you and your brother, it was very easy. I have to say, you guys have a very interesting situation, don't you? He's such a young man. I saw all the books littered throughout the house. He's really studying that type of material at his age? He must be, what, 15 or something?
A little bit older. He's 17.
Wow, 17 years old and he's studying something like that. That's quite the little champion you have there. You better nurture him very well.
Well, that's exactly what I'm doing, to be honest. Not that I wanted to tell you, but he's got a dream of becoming a rocket engineer. He wants to help create rockets that are going to get us off this planet. Get us to a planet that's sustainable and can continue supporting the human species.
Wow, and so now I'm starting to understand a little bit more of the enigma that is Paul. So this is the type of thing you've got in the background. I saw a couple of other documents you have strewn about the house as well.
Okay, I need to make a comment on that. Do you mind not going through all my stuff? It is really rude and that is all personal.
Well, hey, if you're not going to tell me and be honest about who you are, then I've got to find out somehow. But the type of university he's going to specializes in exactly what he wants to do. I did a little bit of research and it's very expensive. How do you guys pay for that sort of thing? Your parents must be loaded.
Well, they weren't exactly well off when they were alive. I've been the one that's been paying for everything.
Wait, let's backtrack a little bit here. What do you mean by when they were alive? You telling me these people have already kicked the sack?
They sure did. Our parents were very normal people that didn't have any awe-inspiring jobs. What they did was have a dream to create a beautiful family. They instilled in my brother and I very good values. They really motivated us to find something that we wanted to do and chase after it. I really enjoyed my mother's cooking. A lot of her cooking was influenced by the country that she was from, Mexico, except it had her own little twist to it. It was my hope that I could create a restaurant chain one day that was inspired by her recipes. I know every single one. My little brother, on the other hand, was exploring himself even more. He tried many different things. He got into sports, he studied different types of science. He did all these things, except there wasn't one that interested him enough. He was brilliant at all of them, but he couldn't feel attached to any one of them. Then one day he woke up and he screamed out to everyone. He woke up Mom and Dad and he said that he knew exactly what he wanted to do. He's gonna become some sort of rocket engineer. This was who he was meant to be.
Wow, that's a very inspiring story. And what age was your brother at this time?
He was only 12 years old, still a kid with dreams filling his head. But we all decided to support him regardless. He would work tirelessly accumulating the knowledge he needed to do that type of job. I was working towards expanding my cooking skills in hopes that I would open a restaurant. A lot of time passed and we were all working very hard at what we wanted to achieve. I was still in high school, but with only a little bit to go until I graduate. I go to the graduation night and we have a great time. I get my award and my parents celebrate me finally becoming an adult. The day after that, I was going to get straight to business. I was gonna open up my store. That is, until the tragedy happened.
A tragedy? What tragedy? I am assuming that this involved your parents.
Yeah, it did. We were all driving home. We were all high off the ecstasy of me graduating. The first one in the family to do it. Everyone was so happy. Everyone except my dad, that is. I remember this distinctly. Everyone was laughing, but he was concentrating on the road. He kept looking in his mirrors. He was so worried about something. Then, in a matter of seconds, we were spinning. I had no idea what was going on.
Wait, I'm not understanding what happened here. You were spinning?
Well, I woke up in the hospital in a bed next to my brother. We didn't sustain any major injuries. The doctor came to us and explained what had happened. Apparently, there was a drunk driver behind us, swerving on the road. I'm guessing that is what my father was so distracted with. This driver hit the end of our car and we went spinning after that. My brother and I passed out. Our parents met a different fate.
Well, Paul, I have to say, I didn't expect you to have a history like that. So you and your brother have been alone ever since?
Right, we have.
So what happened to you then? Why are you working in my company? You wanted to open that little restaurant of yours, didn't you?
I did, I honestly did. It was my mother's hope that I did so. She told me that no matter what, that's what I should do. After they passed away, I tried to remain strong for my brother. I said no matter what, we have got to achieve what we set out to do, with or without them. I tried to do exactly that, but it wasn't easy. My brother also needed the funds to go to university. I had to make a decision. Should I give up my dream in support of his, or should I try and support us both? It just wasn't viable to do the latter. I settled for an entry-level position and I worked my way up. Now I'm the guy that you see.
Wow, this is just so amazing! I just knew there was something so dark and mysterious about you. Something so alluring. I want you even more now. You're just so devoted to that mission of yours, aren't you? You want your brother to succeed.
More than anything, at least one of us has to achieve what we set out to do. I know our parents are looking down on us, expecting things.
Well, Paul, thank you for opening up to me.
Now you understand why I'm not interested in a relationship with you, right? This is what I have to focus on.
I know. And it's good to know what you've been dealing with. It gives me a lot more insight into your situation. But then again, I have some things to say about this.
Okay, well, let's hear it.
So what?
Wait, what did you say?
Exactly! So what? So what if that's your situation? That doesn't change the way I feel about you. I'm pretty sure that we can come to a very good arrangement here.
I am not so sure what you're getting at right now. Are you still seriously trying to chase after a relationship with me? You know how focused I am, right? Supporting my brother and his dream is everything to me.
No, I get that. Don't worry. I don't agree with it, but whatever. I think it's such a silly idea to be supporting someone else like that. But if that's the type of guy you are and that's what I have to do to get with you, I don't have a choice, do I? I'm gonna have to make a business proposition with you.
What are you trying to get at right now, Miranda?
Let me ask you this, Paul. You're not even the littlest bit interested in me. I don't make you curious at all.
Look, you're my boss. I can't be having those types of thoughts in my head.
Well, look, all I want is your honesty. I'm asking you in a purely objective way. So answer the question. Paul, do I arouse you?
Yes, you do.
Okay, thank you. That's good to know. I arouse you, but you're in a position where you have to prioritize your job over your romantic life. I could be a supermodel, and you wouldn't even date me, correct?
That's correct.
Okay, understood. Well, here's what I have to say to that. I want you to marry me.
I'm sorry, what did you say?
That's right. I want you to marry me. You marry me, and I'll give you as much money as you need to support that little brother of yours.
Hold on a second. This is way too much to take in. Are you asking me to do something as serious as that? Why? I thought you just wanted to have a little fling with me.
Take a look at me, Paul. I'm getting up there in years. I'm not exactly the type to just fling my body around like that. At some point, I want to settle down with a proper guy. And I'm choosing you to be that guy.
Okay, but why me? The atmosphere that you've been creating with me has been very flirtatious and exciting. I don't get the impression that you want to do something serious.
Oh, I want to do something serious. I want to do something seriously flirtatious and exciting. That's just the type of personality that I have. But at the same time, I need to accept the circumstances for what they are and settle down with someone.
Okay, and that someone that you're deciding to settle down with is me? I see where you're coming from.
Exactly. You marry me, you quit the job at my company, you stay at home. You do everything that I need you to do. Cleaning, cooking, taking care of things. You do that and you'll get a decent amount of money to fund your brother's education. Who knows? You might even get some money for yourself.
I don't know about this. This is a really big decision. I can't just make this straight away.
Hey, you're a businessman, aren't you? You know that some decisions are best made in a swift amount of time. But I can tell how you feel, Paul. Even all those times you've been rejecting me. Remember when I was talking about that little apple of Eden? I could tell you could understand where I was coming from. You've been wanting me this whole time. I could feel it from you. Now I know why you've been rejecting me. It's fine. You have a problem, and I'm here to solve it. That's what we do, right? Business partners. We solve the problem that the other guy has.
Okay, that's true, but this is a little bit different from what we do on a daily basis.
Just don't think too much about it. It's just a little bit of fun at the end of the day. Besides, you only live once. Be honest with yourself. Is there any other woman that's interesting you in your life right now apart from me?
If you want me to answer honestly, then it's a no.
Exactly. There's something alluring about your vivacious boss, isn't there? Well, Paul, what do you say? Do you want to have a taste of this apple?
Hey, bro, sorry, I'm running late. I just had a massive exam block. I think I did really well in it. Another 100 out of 100 like I always do. It was pretty easy. I feel like all this stuff just gets easier as the years go by. I swear, it used to be so hard at the start. I know you're gonna look down on me for this, but I was invited by a couple of people to go out for some drinks afterwards. You're gonna get angry about me being a minor and having a drink, but I had a really good time. Oh, I hope you can forgive me for it. Anyway, which of Mom's recipes are you cooking tonight? I am absolutely starving. We didn't eat anything when we were drinking. I could really do with a feast.
Hey, John, it's good that you're confident in your performance on the test. I'm proud of you, I really am. You just keep getting better, don't you? I am not gonna get mad about the drink. It's fine, you're growing up. I have to let these things slide sometimes. I know that you're not gonna do it to the extent that you hinder yourself. You know what? There was that girl that you were interested in class, right? Maybe it is a good idea if you just date her.
Whoa, this is a different guy than I am used to. What happened to that strict, stern brother of mine? Is he out of town this weekend or something? Anyway, I'm gonna accept your temporary kindness. I didn't tell you this, but I've been a little bit of a naughty boy on the side. I've been talking to her behind your back. How are things on your end? Have you come back from work yet? You still haven't told me about that weird interaction with Miranda. I mean, what the hell went on in this house? You keep hiding it from me.
Look, I've done a lot of thinking lately. I have to tell you everything that's been going on. I'm about to make a decision, and I want you to be a part of it. This affects you. It is very important.
Oh boy, okay, this sounds really heavy. You're actually gonna give this to me on my exam block day? Can't it wait a little bit? Lay it on me in the morning. I could really do with a good old snooze.
Unfortunately, I'm not sure if I have the time to keep delaying this. I need to make a decision soon. Here's the thing. Miranda knows about our situation. She knows about me supporting you, and she knows about our parents. She offered me a deal. She wants me to marry her.
Wait, hold on a second. What did you just say? Marriage with Miranda? Holy cow. Okay, that is amazing. You actually get to marry that chick? Bro, you gotta jump on this. You know how girls are, right? They'll probably change their mind after a couple of weeks. You get to marry someone like that? Oh, I'm so jealous. Here I was thinking that I was lucky if I was able to get with a girl in my class. But for you to get with a girl like that is totally different. She's like the big white whale. I'm only fishing for the little snappers. Anyway, where did that come from? I mean, I thought you guys were gonna be like temporary or something.
You know what? I was thinking the exact same thing. So far, she's only given me the impression that she wants to have a little bit of fun. I've never considered her to be serious about this at all. It seems that I was wrong about that. She might have had her fun in the past, but she wants to settle down now. She wants to have that one good guy, and for whatever reason, she's decided that person is me.
I swear, man, you are just the luckiest guy in the world. I mean, I don't know how you do it. There is something about that weird, stern, serious side of yours. It really hits off with the girls, doesn't it? You gotta teach me something like that. I can barely get that girl in my class to look at me.
But I want you to understand the severity of the situation. This isn't something that I can decide that easily. Think about what's gonna happen. I'm not gonna be at home as much. You're gonna have to be on your own. Are you gonna be able to do that?
Hold on a second. You mean you're gonna be leaving? I'm gonna be here all on my own?
Look, I talked to Miranda a lot about it, and she needs someone at home. She needs someone to take care of the house and her father. The man is getting older. She wants to be the one that goes out and gets the money, and I take care of stuff at home. With that being the case, I don't think I can come back to our house anymore. You're gonna be doing all of that stuff on your own.
Wow, okay, this is quite a big decision, isn't it? I didn't think that it would go in that direction at all. How could I be so stupid? You're gonna get married. Of course you have to move in with her. Oh, I am such an idiot. Okay, well, I guess I can do it. I'm not the best at it, but I'm sure I could cook Mom's recipes just fine.
Look, don't worry about that. If you're fine with it, I'm gonna cook a large batch in advance. I'll come over there every week. I'll freeze down whatever I cook, and you'll have your meals for the week. What do you think about that?
Well, I'll be honest, it's not the best, but it'll have to do, won't it? So you're not gonna have your normal job anymore?
If I do decide to make this decision, then no, I'm gonna get paid a lot more to do a lot less. If you think about it, it's really a good deal, but it does come with its consequences. I want to know how you feel about this first.
Well, bro, how about we talk about this? How do you feel about her? Is she really the one for you? Do you even like her?
I have to be honest, there is a part of me that's really attracted to her. I've been suppressing it for a long time. It's like everyone says, she is a very vivacious and attractive woman. There is something about having a relationship with your boss that is really exciting too. To say that I'm not interested at all would be a serious lie. If there was one thing that was steering me away from supporting you, it would be her. She's the biggest distraction in my life. But now she's giving me an option where she's not a distraction, but the solution. I'm at a crossroads here, and I need your opinion.
Well, there is one thing I need to say about this.
What would that be?
It's about damn time.
I'm sorry?
Yeah, man, I am sick of you trying to live your life for mine. It's about time that you live for yourself. I think it is awesome that this girl is interested in you and that you actually like her. Why not chase after her? I think it is a great thing.
Are you serious? Are you sure you're gonna be fine on your own, man?
I'm an adult now, right? I mean, sure, I'm in university. I'm about to finish, but things are only gonna look up from this point on. You gotta let go of me and build your own life. It's clear that you like her. So go on then, just be free, John.
I didn't think you would actually say yes. Thanks, bro. Look, I'll still come over with the meals. We'll have time together. We'll still be brothers.
I know, man, I know. Just go already. Go do something that you're gonna be happy with.
So, what did you think of the dinner, big boy? I bet a girl has never made you feel that way before. I know if you had any doubts about us getting married, I dispelled all those doubts with tonight, didn't I? I could see those little rosy cheeks of yours. You were loving every little second of that, weren't you?
Miranda, don't you feel bad about doing all that stuff? I mean, this was meant to be a meeting with your parents, right? Don't you want me to be on my best behavior? I'm meant to be giving them a good impression of who I am. Why would you do something like that to me?
Oh, come on, babe. I know that you were nervous underneath that pretty smile of yours. You think I don't watch you all the time at work? I can tell when you're super tense. Like, babe, come on. You're not running for presidency or anything. You're just meeting my parents. Don't make such a big deal about it.
Okay, look, maybe I was just a little bit nervous, but that's fine, isn't it? It's just natural to feel that way. I don't think you need to touch me under the table just over a couple of nerves. In fact, if I'm being honest, you only put me on edge even more.
Oh my god, you are just so cute! Well, if you were nervous while I was doing that to you, you certainly did a good job at hiding it. That's exactly what I like in a man. Even under pressure, you know how to perform. I just can't wait to eat you up. You and I are gonna have a lot of fun on our wedding night.
I'm sure you and I are gonna have a great time together, Miranda.
So anyway, what did you think about my parents? Check out my mom. I mean, I know she's pretty old now, but there's still a little bit of remnants of what she used to look like, right? She used to be a really beautiful lady. Probably not as beautiful as me, but pretty damn close. Then there's my dad. That's such a sad sight to see. It's horrible to know that he's in the state that he's in. It's really good that you're going to be taking care of him from this point on 24/7.
Wait, what did you say? I'm gonna be taking care of your dad all the time?
Yeah, of course. He's getting old, right? My mom has been taking care of people her whole life. She had a massive family of brothers. She had to take care of each and every one to make sure they didn't get up to any mischief. Then she had to take care of me. I was a little good girl for quite a bit of time, but as you can expect, I turned into a little bit of a wild one as I grew older. Now she's expected to take care of her husband as well. It's just way too much for her. I want her to die peacefully. You're the guy that has to take care of him now.
Okay, well, I guess I can do that. I have to ask, though. Do you think that him and I are gonna get along?
Is that even a question to ask right now? You guys have to get along. You're going to be family soon. What are you so worried about?
I don't know. I just didn't get a really good impression of him when I was at the dinner. I felt like he was judging me. There was something about me he didn't like. He was giving me this look. Is that just his normal resting face or something?
Oh, okay. I see what's going on here. My dad is seeing something in you that he doesn't like. Something that I can't see. Look, I need you to understand this right now. I'm not like every other girl. I absolutely love my father. He means everything to me. He's helped me be the woman I am now. He's given me this company. I respect him more than anything else in the world. Now, if you want us to have a really good marriage together, you're going to make it your top priority to get on his good side. Do you understand me?
Wow, I can see that you're very passionate about this. Me having a good relationship with your dad is very important.
I don't care how cute you are, Paul. If you disrespect my dad, you and I are going to have some big issues. You got that?
Okay, well, as you know, I am a very serious individual. I don't know why he would have any reason to dislike me. I'm sure when we spend some time together, we're gonna get along.
Good. That's the attitude that I want to hear. Now we have to do a lot of planning. We've got the wedding day coming up soon. We need to get the invitation sent out and you to be properly fitted. You're a very handsome man, but if you're wearing the wrong type of clothes, I don't think I can be standing up there next to you. I want you to stand up there making all the other girls jealous. I want them to be craving you. When they go home to their beds that night, I want them to be fantasizing about what it would be like to have their claws on you. That's how good you must look on the day.
Okay, Miranda, I understand. I'll do my best. I'll hunt around for a good suit.
This is really exciting, isn't it? Two beautiful people coming together. I can't wait to tell our children about how we met.
Paul! Paul! Paul, where the hell are you right now, boy? Don't you know I'm in trouble? I need your help. I'm stuck in the toilet. I can't get myself out of here. You know how old I am, don't you? I don't have the strength to push myself out. You better come back here as soon as possible if you know what is good for you. If my daughter has to hear about you neglecting me, things are not gonna be sunshine and roses. I can promise you that much. Oh, no, Joe, are you alright? You are actually stuck in the toilet, aren't you? Just give me a moment. I'm almost finished up at the shops here. I'll be back as soon as I can. Is there anyone else in the house at the moment? Anyone you can call out to? What are you trying to do right now? Are you trying to push your job onto other people? How dare you? How dare you do that to my wife? What do you mean your wife? It could be anyone. If there's anyone there, they should be able to help you. Unfortunately, I'm not there to help you immediately. Look at you acting like you're unaware that my wife is the only person here. You and I both know that the only person that can help me right now is her. Unbelievable. If you know it's your duty to help me, then why are you outside at the moment? Here I am suffering in need of your assistance, This is the exact time that you should be here. I know, but ever since I've started living in this household, there's a lot of things I need to do. I've had to plan my day out properly. Right now is the only time that I can get to the shops and still get all the tasks I need to do done efficiently. Surely you can understand that, Joe. The only thing I can understand is how incompetent you are. I mean, what exactly are you doing at the shops right now? I hope you're not wasting our money on things that we don't need. Of course not. All I'm doing is buying the necessary ingredients that we need for dinner tonight. That disgusting thing? Honestly, you might as well give up. You could go out there and buy the most expensive ingredients, and that thing wouldn't taste good. In fact, that's exactly what you have done, right? I bet you've gone out there and bought the most expensive kind of meat and spices a person could get their hands on. I can tell that's the type of guy you are. You don't know how to make a decent meal with just basic ingredients. You always need all this fancy stuff. And what does the final product look like? Crap. It doesn't taste good at all. Are you serious right now? I don't believe what I'm hearing. The recipes that I cook are from my mother. I grew up on them. My brother and I love them. They taste better than anything we eat outside. Would you look at that? I'm sorry to tell you, but that crap that you cook wouldn't sell. That dim-witted pig you call a mother must have brainwashed you and your brother. What? She actually brainwashed her kids to think that dog feces taste good. What an evil cow. Hey, I don't want to hear that type of talk from you. You don't know anything about my mother. I'm not going to sit here and let you disrespect her. I'll say whatever the hell I want about her. She clearly did a putrid job of raising you. What the hell did you just say to me? I mean, take a look at you. How's it feel wearing the skirt in the relationship? Do you like it when my daughter comes home and spanks you at night? Do you like being her little play toy to fool around with her after she's had a long day at work? Come on, any man should be ashamed of himself for being in the position that you're in. I didn't raise her to marry an insipid little cretin like you. I intended for her to actually marry a real man. Now she's just playing around with some disgusting beta male. What do you mean, a real man? What makes me not a real man? Come on, a real man is someone that would marry her and be able to take over the reins of the company. Take her out of that position she's in. You're just some incompetent little whelp that wouldn't be able to handle that type of environment. You can't handle the responsibility of managing a whole company of people. Instead, here you are, lounging about in my home, having to wipe my behind when I need you to. You should be ashamed of yourself. Well, if you're talking about the company, I've already had a discussion like this with your daughter. I told her that I fully intended to take over the company if she needed it. I am quite capable. I was one of her highest employees there. I was basically managing everything on my own. In fact, I was doing a lot more work than she was. But the thing is that your daughter was very stubborn. She wasn't willing to give up the company. She said that she could handle it on her own. She wanted to run everything by herself. She didn't want to give it over to someone else. That's why I'm at home every day having to wipe your behind. It's not by my choice. Well, this just shows me how much of a craven you are, doesn't it? I mean, the fact that my daughter can actually bully you to step down and just submit to her wishes is amazing. That's a true sign of a weak man right there. You should have had the spirit and the guts to stand up to her. She should have known her place. It's better to leave it in someone else's hands. Except you're a coward and you couldn't do that, could you? You're an absolute waste of space. From today till the end of days, you're never gonna have my respect. Well, you better start respecting me whether you like it or not, because I am here to stay. I am married to your daughter, and we're family now. I don't care if you think I'm a good candidate for her or not. She's made her decision. We're gonna get married. Talk tough as much as you want. At the end of the day, you're just the guy that wipes my behind and cooks dinner. You're basically a slave for me to abuse. So how about you just hurry up and get back here already? I've got something to show you. It reminds me a lot about the crap that you cook for me every night.
Well, 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 would you look at that? You are finally a married man. I've got to say, your wife looks totally hot, man. I mean, I think it's kind of cool that she threw tradition out of the window. Usually, a wedding dress is like a little bit more reserved. Instead of going for the more pretty type of look, she's gone with the sexy one. I think your wife's intention today was to drop some jaws today, and my god, she did a good job at that. Anyway, you must be some lucky devil sleeping next to her right now. I'm pretty sure you're busy getting at it, aren't you? Hope I'm not interrupting or anything. Well, I just wanted to say congratulations on everything, man. Enjoy your marriage.
Hey, bro. Thanks for messaging me. I'm sorry I didn't get much time to talk to you today. I'm really glad that you came, though. You looked pretty handsome yourself. I was worried that you might steal her away from me.
Hey, well, I mean, she did give me that 2-second eye contact. So, who knows? I think I had a chance. But you know what? At the end of the day, you're my bro. So I'm not gonna just steal her away from you. You owe me one, though. Introduce me to one of her friends or something.
Well, I think that is something that we can arrange if we really need to.
Anyway, man, what are you doing right now? How come you're messaging me? Shouldn't you two be like getting it on or something?
Don't worry, we've already done the deed.
My man, that is exactly what I want to hear. So tell me, what is she like? She must have been absolutely freaky. I mean, with the way that she has been flirting and talking you up before. Who knows what sort of weird, dark desires she had? Come on, man, I want to hear some deets. What was she like? What was it like? Did she make you squeal?
Oh, come on, John, settle down. What a stupid question to ask me.
What? I was actually being serious. I'm super curious about her. I mean, with a girl that really likes to wear the pants in the relationship, surely you should be wearing something else, right? I am just looking out for you, man. I hope it didn't hurt you too much.
If it satisfies your curiosity, then I'm gonna go straight up and tell you that no, what you're thinking about right now didn't happen. A lot of crazy stuff happened, but fortunately for me, that didn't happen. Although I wouldn't be surprised if she was open to the idea.
Man, that is just like so cool. I want that. I want that so bad. But as you say, I've got to focus on becoming a rocket engineer. I guess I got to do that first before I actually enjoy myself.
How is that going anyway? You and I barely get to see each other anymore. I drop off that food for you, but it's been ages since I've actually seen you.
Look, bro, I know that you're getting worried, but just know that everything is smooth sailing. I'm doing everything right. I'm just about to graduate, and I've already had job offers at all these different places. I am a hot item right now. So many places want me. It is crazy. I feel like I'm some sort of superstar or something. I am still dating that girl too.
Oh yeah? Tell me about that. So you guys actually got it on then?
Yeah, she is really sweet. You would approve of her. She is nothing like that one you're dating. She's genuine and she doesn't really date people. I think she's the perfect type of girl for me. Very low maintenance. You could say that she's a little bit boring. I don't know if we're doing any of that freaky stuff that you're doing, but I'm still happy with her.
Aw, that's great to hear, man. That's exactly what I want to hear. It seems like you're doing all the right things. Everything is going the right way. I'm proud of you. I honestly am.
Well, hey, don't talk about me like I've actually achieved anything. I haven't even had my first day of work yet. Anyway, enough about me. This is your wedding night. We should be celebrating what's to come for you from this point on, right? You're gonna have this crazy, awesome life with a hot woman. You must be so excited.
Well, I'm definitely feeling something. I guess you can describe it as exciting.
Come on, man, what is with this low attitude of yours? You've got to pick it up a little bit. I mean, this is your wedding day, right? You should be over the moon. You should be shooting fireworks all over the place.
I know. You're right. I really should be. I just can't help but feel that maybe I made the wrong decision today.
What do you mean you made the wrong decision? Marrying a rich family with a hot wife? Who wouldn't want to be in that situation?
Well, look, I know on the outside it must look really good. Superficially, I've got the best circumstance. But when it comes down to what I have to deal with on a daily basis, it is quite different.
Okay, in what way? I mean, you don't have to work or anything, right? All you gotta do is clean the house and cook. Those are two things that you're already really good at.
I know, right? I should be really good at these things, but unfortunately, I'm not meeting the standard. This guy that I gotta live with, Miranda's dad, he absolutely hates my guts. He has got no respect for me at all.
What the hell, man? Why? You're the most respectable guy I know. Why wouldn't he respect you?
Well, it's based on the simple fact that his daughter is working in a higher position than me. He thinks it should be the other way around, where she's at home cleaning and I'm the one working. I totally agree with him, but with someone like Miranda, it's really hard to argue against her.
You know what? I don't find that hard to believe. With a girl like that, she could say the sky is purple and it'd be really hard to argue against her. I can tell that she has the my way or no way type of mentality.
You're not wrong about that. I mean, she controls everything. Not only that, but her libido was crazy. I can't keep up with it. I'm always in a daze. Sometimes I wake up and I think I'm about 3 hours into it.
Well, man, that sounds pretty awesome. I hope my girl and I can do that at some point.
You don't want this. I know it sounds great, but when you get down to the nitty-gritty, it can be a really painful time. The type of stuff that she does was really cool at the start, but now it's just getting really painful. I mean, first it was just a little bit of playful smacking and biting, but now I'm getting severely bruised. I'm walking around like some battered man. People think I'm an MMA fighter or something, but that's not the truth of it at all. I'm just getting beaten up by my wife.
Wow, is it really that bad? I mean, today is your wedding day, right? You must have gotten beat up relentlessly.
Oh, yeah, that's part of the reason why I'm able to talk to you right now. The pain in my body hurts so much that I can't even close my eyes. I can't stop cringing. I am in so much pain.
Maybe this is worse than I thought. I guess having a girl like that is a bit of a double-edged sword. It's not all excitement and crazy experiences after all.
It certainly isn't. Believe me, I was thinking the same way as you are right now. I thought it was going to be awesome, but now it's just becoming too much for me. I don't know what's going to happen from this point on. I'm not really sure she's going to calm down or not.
Well, let's just take a look at the positive side. They got money, right? You're now part of their family. Surely they can give you a bit of money to open up the restaurant. We can finally get that business started. Open chains everywhere.
It's not as easy as you think. These people absolutely hate the food.
What did you just say?
Yeah, the dad says it tastes like crap. He compared his own feces to them.
No way, he did not. This is Mom's recipe that we're talking about. There is no way that I am just gonna sit here and let him insult it.
I know, I was as angry as you are. Unfortunately, neither of them like it. They keep telling me to cook other things. Things like lasagna and spaghetti. I hate listening to them insult my mother. They've got no sensitivity. Even my wife, who knows my story, insults her. She knows what happened with us, and she still has a nerve to talk about our mother that way.
How dare she? You know what? I was completely wrong about this. Maybe I don't like her after all. Now she just looks like some Botoxed up hag that's got no taste. Does she actually think she's better than us because she inherited a company from her own dad? There is nothing special about her. Our mother was a far greater woman.
I couldn't agree with you anymore, bro. Honestly, I'm disgusted with it as much as you.
Man, I can't believe we're talking about this on your wedding night. I am so sorry. This should be a time for you to be happy, and I'm kind of dampening the mood.
Oh, don't worry, bro. I'm the one that brought up this topic anyway. It's all my fault. Oh no, I can hear her waking up. I think she's ready for round 2.
Are you serious? You did it, she fell asleep, and she's gonna do it again? That is an insane libido right there.
I told you I wasn't lying about it. Look, we'll keep in touch. I'll let you know how things go. Miranda, hey, what the hell? Come on, is this really the way to behave? You're acting so childish right now. Are you seriously just gonna storm out of the house like that, breaking everything in your path?
Shut up! Don't talk to me! You have a job to do, don't you? Get to it already!
What is your problem? Don't talk to me that way. I'm meant to be your husband. If you and I have a problem, we have to talk about it. We don't just run out of the house and destroy everything.
I just cannot believe that you would be this resistant to me. I mean, before we got married, I understood. You weren't mine yet, so I was comfortable with the fact that you kept resisting my approaches. But now that we're married, you're actually going to turn me down? Where do you get the nerve to do that?
Come on, this is the first time I've done it. You're overreacting about this. Do you seriously expect me to do that type of thing every time that you want to?
Of course I do. Did you have any idea about the type of person that you married? I think I was quite clear that this is the type of thing that I enjoy.
I know. I enjoy it too. I really do. But you're really putting a toll on my body. I mean, the way that you enjoy it is just not sustainable for me. It's incredibly painful. It puts me out of commission for days. All the other things that you complain about, such as cleaning and the food, become that much harder for me. Do you not see where I'm coming from?
All I can see is a man that just sits there and makes excuses all the time. First, you start slacking on the food. Then you stop doing the housework, and now you have the nerve to actually reject my advances. You're going to pay for that, buddy. You're going to pay big time.
Oh, come on, Miranda. Have a little bit of rationality about you. Why don't we switch roles for once? That could be fun. You can be the one that's chained up and whipped instead.
You seriously did not say that. How dare you? Don't you get the picture here? You're my little toy. That's the only reason that you exist. Haven't you got that through your head yet?
That's honestly how you think, isn't it? I can't believe that's actually the way that you look at me. That is not the way that you look at a husband. It is just wrong.
Just shut up. You know what? If you're not going to be my little play toy, I'm going to find someone else.
What did you just say?
You heard me. You're in for a rude awakening, buddy. Don't message me tonight. I don't want you spoiling my fun.
Hey, man, look, I'm done. It is over. I am not putting up with this stuff anymore.
Whoa, what is going on? Did something happen between you and Miranda?
Yeah, something definitely happened between us. I turned her down yesterday, the first time I've ever done it. I told her no, I wasn't going to be a victim for the night. She absolutely flipped out, went crazy, started smashing all the windows on the way out the door. She was using a giant dildo to do it too. It scared the hell out of me.
Holy crap! She's insane. Did she really do that?
No word of a lie, she did this. We had an argument and we broke it off, so I just went to bed. When I woke up in the morning, she had 10 different guys in our bed. I'm assuming they were doing some stuff while I was asleep. Their stuff is all over the place.
Stuff?
Oh, don't make me say it. I told her we were getting a divorce and she was vehement about it. Said I wouldn't get anywhere in life without her. My stupid restaurant based on our mother's recipe is only good for dogs to eat.
I hate this chick. Who the hell does she think she is? No one insults my mother and gets away with it.
I know, I can't stand it either. No matter how fun and beautiful she is, her energy is just way too much for me. I don't think I can handle it. She just gets worse and worse.
I don't know how you've been able to put up with it so far.
Well, I haven't really. She's way too much for me. Her and her dad. I can't sit there and get abused all the time. I don't want to wipe his behind for another day. He can clean his own house up. If I'm that much of a disgrace to him, he can just sit there and clean his own house on his own. I don't care if I have to give up the prospect of me getting the money for a restaurant. It's better than me sacrificing my mental health. Do you mind if I crash at yours until I find a place myself? I know you and your girl are tying the knot soon, but I really need a place to go. You're the only guy that I've got."
Wow, well, who would have thought this day would come? Welcome back home, bro. Consider it my way of saying sorry for forcing you onto that chick. I honestly had no idea she would be this much crazy. You have to accept my apology.
No worries, man. You had no idea. It's fine.
Anyway, you know what? You and I are going to start something great together.
What do you mean by that?
Well, let's say that I've been getting paid quite well in my new job. So I'm going to give you the money to start off the new restaurant. I don't care what those people say. The food our mom cooked was amazing. I know other people are going to love it as well.
Are you serious right now, man?
I am dead serious. All I need for you to do is get away from that crazy hag wife of yours. So you hurry on back here and we can begin.
Well, what an interesting turn of events. Who would have thought that the very woman that put me down and said I wouldn't become anything is now the person working for me? You've grown a lot older now, Miranda. All of your good looks are gone.
Don't think I'm working here because I want to work here. I don't really have a choice. Nowhere else is willing to hire me. Everyone is villainizing me.
Oh, I can imagine. After treating your company like that and having it exposed to the public, you've become public enemy number one. So, what do you think about my establishment? You and your dad used to put my food down quite a lot. That food that you guys consider dog crap is selling more than Coca-Cola right now.
Look, do you think I really care about something like that? I'm here for the money. I don't care if your company is a billion-dollar corporation. I'm here to earn a paycheck. That's it.
Oh, that's fine. You'll be earning your paycheck, but you're going to be earning it under very strict surveillance. I'm watching your every move. If I see any of that inappropriate behavior with my employees, if I see any of that crap, you're out of here.
Fine, I get it. Whatever. What do you want me to do?
Well, Miranda, I'm very happy to see that you're eager to get started. You and I are going to have a discussion the next time that I come in. As it turns out, after Miranda and I got divorced, she took a turn for the worse. It turns out that she can't get over her obsession of hitting on people in the workplace. She absolutely loves being in a position of authority and having everyone adore her. Around the office, everyone knew her reputation. Many of the guys would sit out there in excitement to know if they would hit the lottery. Maybe they were the ones to be brought into her office that day. Unfortunately for her, one of those days she called in the wrong guy. He just wasn't into it. He was a family man and didn't want to do anything to betray them. The moment he said no to her, she absolutely flipped out, threw the chair out the window, and it crashed 20 stories. Luckily, no one was hit by it. That man charged her. He got a massive payout for it. Unfortunately, it was so large that she had no choice but to bankrupt the company. The company that her father took so long to build was now nothing. Unfortunately for him, he had to know this news within his lifetime. The moment he found out about what had happened, he had a heart attack and passed away. Miranda was absolutely devastated by that. Unfortunately for her, her face was broadcast everywhere. It was really hard for her to get a job. That's why she had to start working in an establishment like mine. There is only one reason I would take her in. That was so I could make her suffer as much as possible for what she and her father put me through. I've got her doing the most grueling jobs that I can find for her around my workplace. I've specifically told the employees not to flush when they go to the toilet and just keep it there for her to deal with later. She continually puts in complaints, and I've told her that I'll talk to everyone. But that's obviously a lie. I'll have her doing the worst job she can imagine until the end of her days. She can do it under the surveillance of me and my new wife. As for my brother and I, things couldn't have turned out better. He's done exactly what he set out to do. He's working in a major space corporation and working on developing a new type of rocket. He's been able to find some sort of new way to assist in generating more energy, which will allow it to go for longer trips. This means going to even more distant planets. He's doing exactly what his parents expected him to do, and I am so proud of him. Using all the money that he's earned from his occupation, he's given me a portion of it to open up the restaurant. It wasn't long until I didn't need to borrow money from him in general. The place managed to start springing up everywhere. First, it was a restaurant in a different state. Then it was in 10 different states. Now I've got restaurants all over the country. Despite what Miranda and her father would say, I knew there was something about my mother's cooking that people could enjoy. It was not just this taste that my brother and I grew up with. It was her own recipe that found a way to grip at your heart. We've created every single restaurant to match the interior of the home that we used to have. It wasn't really extravagant and over the top, but it was heartwarming and a place that you wanted to come home to. When we look at the reviews for our restaurants, it is exactly what the customers have been saying, and it puts a smile on my face every time I read them. I know our parents are looking down with pride at the things that my brother and I have created.
Oh my god, please tell me he's okay. Tristan, are you there? Please tell me my brother's okay. I don't know what I'm gonna do without him. I can't imagine a world where he's not there. Is he okay? Do I need to come home? I can't believe this could happen. I can't believe he's experiencing this much pain. I should have known. I should have been aware. He must be so hurt after everything.
Hey, Michelle, don't worry. I've got Joel with me here right now. He's in the other room drinking a hot chocolate. I gotta say, he's definitely shaken up about this. Rest assured, he won't be doing any grand displays of self-destruction in public.
Are you sure? Are you really, really sure? Please keep an eye on him. You never know. My brother's gonna be sneaky. He's probably gonna jump out the window or something. He'll find a way to satisfy his self-destructive needs. You know that, right?
Hey, look, I just want you to trust me. It's gonna be fine. I've assessed the situation. I've looked at him. He's calmed down now.
Okay, well, is he even talking to you? What has he said about everything?
I think he's still a bit too shaken up to talk about anything. We need to give him some space. Let him collect his thoughts.
What do you mean, let him collect his thoughts? Don't you realize that he almost tried to take his life today? Could you be a little bit more worried about him? I don't think everything is all sunshine and roses like you're making it out to be.
Hey, do you see me acting like this is an amazing situation? I'm not happy about this, Michelle. I'm not happy that your brother was doing the thing that he was.
Okay. Well, if that's the case, maybe you can show a little bit more urgency. And you know what? Maybe not even that. Maybe a bit more sympathy as well. I know how much you hate my brother.
Okay, look, to say that I hate him is a little bit of an overstatement. I really want you to apologize for saying that, Michelle, because it's just not true. If I really hated him, I would have let him just jump off that building today, right?
Well, let's just face it. You've only done the bare minimum, Tristan. I mean, this is a guy that was trying to take his life. He was gonna do it in front of everyone. How was it that you came across him in the first place?
Well, look, I was on my break at work and I was heading off to my favorite cafe. Your brother isn't the only one down in the dumps today. I've had a pretty crappy day at work and wasn't feeling too good myself. Anyway, so I was on my way to that cafe and I noticed a lot of commotion. All these people running to a particular destination. At first, I thought maybe it was just some really good street performer, but the amount of people blew me away. I mean, something really big was going on. Maybe it was a fire, so I ran with them. I wanted to find out what it was. When I got there, I couldn't believe my eyes.
You saw my brother, right? He was actually trying to jump off that tall building. I can't believe it. He's never done something like this before. I never saw this happening.
Really? An emotional wreck like your brother? If I'm being honest, I thought this type of behavior was something that's been persisting for a long time now. I've always gotten that vibe from him.
He's not always like this. Anyway. Okay, so you saw my brother trying to jump off that building. What did you do? Did you just stand there like some gaping idiot and not do anything to save him?
Don't be ridiculous. Of course I tried to save him. He's family, right? I called out to him trying to get through to him, but he couldn't hear me. There were too many people talking. I had no choice but to just run up there myself. I'm telling you right now, I ran up those stairs like it was my own life that depended on it. I was so afraid that if I wasn't fast enough, by the time I got up to the rooftop, he'd be gone. I ran up those stairs for what felt like an eternity. I was almost to the rooftop and I realized that I had to slow down. If I just burst out there all of a sudden, he'd probably get frightened and commit to the deed. Luckily, I was able to calm myself down. I approached out there onto the rooftop and I saw him standing there over the edge.
Oh my god. I can just see him right now. It's good that you have the calmness to actually approach him silently. I would have just burst straight towards him. There's no way I'm going to let my little brother just perish from my life.
Well, if I respond to his adrenaline with adrenaline, it's not going to be good for him. I wanted to be as calm as possible. I snuck up behind him and I was listening to what he was saying.
Hold on a second. He was speaking?
I'm not really sure if speaking is what you could call it. It sounded like he was singing. You said that he was some sort of artist, right? He played the piano or something?
He's a guitarist. He's in a band, actually. They've been trying to get themselves set up for a long time. Could you make out the words that he was saying?
I could somewhat distinguish what he was trying to say. It sounded like he was singing about a girl. There was something wrong with his pitch, though. It definitely sounded out of tune.
Well, come on. The guy's in an emotional state, isn't he? Of course he's not going to be able to sing at his greatest when he's like that. That was probably a song that was coming from his heart.
Well, mind you, the closer I got to him, the further I wanted to get away from him. But you know what? I was there on a mission, and I didn't want to listen to you complain about it later. I know you would have given me an earful if I just let him do what he wanted today.
So, did you save him? How did you do it?
I put a hand on his shoulder and pulled him back. I got him onto the ground and I was restraining him. Gently, of course. He was definitely bewildered by what he saw. He was kicking and screaming. He told me to get away from him and to just let him jump. I still spoke to him in a polite tone with calmness and serenity. Eventually, he calmed down. Then he actually fell asleep. At first, I thought he was faking it, but he genuinely fell asleep. I guess that's what happens when all the adrenaline dies down.
I see. So from that point on, I'm guessing that the police helped you take him home, right? He's there with you now?
That's right.
Did you at least get some sort of information out of him? Why would he do something like this? Did he lose his job or something? Did his pet turtle die?
Well, judging from his behavior and that song that he was singing, I would have to say that it was a girl.
A girl? Oh no. It can't be. It must be that new girl that he was seeing recently. He must be really upset about that.
I'm sorry. A new girl that he's been seeing? What are you talking about? It's not actually the streamer that he was talking about the other day, is it?
Yeah, that's the one. It only makes sense, right? You saw how excited he was when he was talking about her the other day. He was really into it. He felt so happy that he was able to get a girlfriend like that.
Was he really that emotionally invested in her? I thought that type of thing was some little fling. I mean, she is who she is at the end of the day.
What do you mean by that? Are you saying that my brother isn't allowed to catch feelings for her or something?
Well, I mean, I don't think it would be a smart idea. You know what type of work she does, right? She has her own OnlyFans account. If you're a smart guy, that's not the type of girl you would go for.
Well, hey, who are you to judge? Love blossoms in the strangest of places, right? Like, take a look at you and me. We met in a bubble tea cafe because you got stood up by some girl. Thankfully, I was nice enough to accept your approaches.
Hey, look, I think the way that you and I met is quite different from the way those two met. And not only that, but think about the type of job that she does. I mean, you're different, Michelle. There's not much that I can glean about you from your job. But for a person that has an OnlyFans account, there's no way that you can take someone like that seriously.
Well, what do you mean by that? I thought that there was a very good chance that they would fall in love. especially for a guy like my brother. Do you know how sweet that man is?
Oh, wow. That's interesting. You actually call him a man?
Well, yeah. We've all graduated from high school, right? We're all adults now. What's wrong with me calling him a man?
Sorry, it's just a little bit of cognitive dissonance. My brain tends to categorize things, and I've always categorized him in the boy category. But I think you should be a bit more skeptical about the type of partner that he chose. I mean, fair enough. It's probably cool that he got a girl from OnlyFans. Not a lot of people can do that. But at the same time, you have to judge people by the things that they do. I wouldn't have taken the relationship very seriously.
Well, how could you say something like that? That's so mean. You're actually going to judge someone based on their occupation? You're not even going to get to know her first?
Well, I mean, Michelle, come on. Think about yourself. Let's say that a guy who's walking around with patches in his shirt and only one shoe comes up and approaches you. He says that he thinks you're very pretty and wants to take you out for dinner. Are you honestly going to make his wish come true and go to that dinner?
Well, hey, maybe I would, maybe I wouldn't. I'm nice enough to go on a quick date with some guy that just got turned down by a girl. Maybe if the guy approached me with enough of a gentlemanly nature, I would grant his wish.
Come on, that's cap and you know it. You're going to make some sort of assumption about this guy, the same way your brother should have made an assumption about the OnlyFans girl. He shouldn't have made himself so emotionally invested in her. I mean, how did they meet in the first place? Did he see her on her break as she went to McDonald's or something?
Well, from what my brother says, he saved up every little penny that he had from his part-time job and put it all towards her. He wanted to show that he was her biggest fan. He wanted to make himself known, so he was the one that was giving the most donations. He invested so much time in her that he actually ended up losing that job. You see what I mean? Isn't he just the sweetest guy? I mean, there's not many people that have that chivalrous attitude. You know what? You could learn a lot from him. You should be more devoted to your girlfriend. You should know how to make her feel happy like my little brother Joel was making that girl feel happy.
I don't think the definition of happiness can be the same here. I mean, the type of happiness your brother was giving her is going to be different from the one I'm giving you. It really looks like a one-way street if I'm being honest.
Well, clearly it wasn't, because in the end they started dating, didn't they? We even saw her come over to our house.
Okay, fair enough. We did get to meet her, and she is pretty. I don't know if she's pretty enough to actually spend money on, but she has her looks.
Wow, look at that! Looks like she's got a new fan. Maybe I should start stalking her account. I bet I'm going to see you putting your own donations on there.
You don't need to worry about that, honey. I don't care how pretty she is. If she doesn't have the basic manners to get off her phone at the dinner table, then I'm not interested in pursuing a relationship with her. Let me go into that, by the way, because I found what she did that night really disrespectful. I mean, she barely pushed the conversation at all. She treated it like it was a waste of time. Not only that, but she spent an unusually long time in the bathroom, right? I cannot help but feel like she was on her phone then, doing something for her followers.
Well, hey, what can I say? She's a very busy girl, isn't she? She likes to work hard. I actually respect that. We should be grateful that she came to our dinner table and was able to break bread with us. I think that alone is enough for someone in her position.
Why do you talk about her like she's a celebrity or something? The way I see it, she can come over and get to know us, or she can just not bother at all. I think maybe your brother really egged her on to come that night. He probably even gave her a lot of money for it, too.
I think it was sweet what my brother did. And it's absolutely horrible that she would actually break up with him. I mean, that's what happened, right? She took my brother for granted and thinks that she's going to get another guy just like him.
I'm sorry to say, Michelle, but yes, she can. She can get a guy just like your brother. You don't think there are a million other guys doing the same thing, just paying for her subscription?
Yeah, but it's not about that. It's about the heart. She's never gonna find a good guy with the same heart as my brother.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if you noticed, but at that dinner table, she was more attentive to her phone than to whatever heart your brother had. Clearly, he wasn't interesting.
Can you just stop being so mean? He's already heard enough. He's had a very serious breakup and you're actually making fun of him for it.
I'm not making fun of him for it, but I just think it's very bizarre. I mean, how long have these two been dating? I don't even think it's been a month, and he's already this emotionally invested in her. What's going to happen when he actually has a serious relationship? He's going to fall to pieces.
What do you mean if he actually has a serious relationship? That's what he had. He had a serious relationship with this girl.
Look, I don't know. When you give a copious amount of money to one person like your brother has, I'm not sure if it's a relationship. You can just call that worshipping.
Well, look, regardless of what you think about it, at the end of the day, my brother's in pain. He needs people around him. This event that he's experienced may not be such a big deal to you, but it's a big deal to him. If you were in the emotional state that he's in, you'd want people to help you, right?
Well, yeah, of course. I'm helping him, aren't I? I brought him to my house and he's got a hot chocolate. He's in the other room enjoying himself.
Well, have you at least tried to talk to him or anything? He probably really wants companionship.
Look, honestly, you're not here, so you don't really understand what's going on. But I've tried asking him very basic questions and he keeps giving me vague answers. Like I asked him what was wrong and he just goes, "Oh yeah, man, like, it just totally feels that way, man." What does that even mean? It's clear his mind is all over the place at the moment. There's no point in talking to him.
Oh my god, this is so much worse than I thought. You're clearly not the type of person that's going to be able to nurture him and actually make him feel better about this. I need to come home.
Actually, no, you don't need to come home at all. I'm here, aren't I? Look, as much as you feel like you need to do something, he probably just needs space. I know your concerns. I know you're worried that he's going to go out there and do something. I've got him properly secured in that room. He won't be doing anything even if he wanted to.
Okay, yeah, but what about the emotional support? Doesn't he need someone to talk to?
I think you should be more worried about our financial situation than your brother. What I need you to do is be at work. We're not exactly swimming with our heads above water here. We've had this discussion before, right? With all the various luxurious indulgences that we've spent our money on, we're not exactly in a good spot. We need to work, the two of us. And that's exactly what I'm doing.
Wow, you really are something, aren't you? So your own brother-in-law almost takes his life, and you just go back into your room and start painting those stupid pictures of yours? If that's not a clear sign that you're indifferent to his experience, then I don't know what is.
Well, look, I'm not exactly in the emotional state to be doing this type of thing, but I have to do what I have to do, right? We need money at the end of the day. Unlike your job, my job requires some sort of emotional inner peace to actually do it. I could probably wait until my emotional state calms down to start working, but we don't have that luxury. I'm doing this for us, so I'd rather you just stay at work and do what you have to do.
Okay. And then what happens next? Let's say that my brother calms down. Are we just going to send him back out there? Are we just going to send him back to his home?
Well, I was assuming that we would. What else were we meant to do? Are we just going to sit here and babysit him the whole time? Make sure he doesn't do something like that again?
You really have a harsh choice of words, don't you? Why would you call it babysitting? We're looking after him. We're protecting him.
Okay. Well, if that's not babysitting, I don't know what is. So what you're trying to say is that you want him to stay here?
Well, this isn't even a matter of want. This is our duty. He's family at the end of the day. He needs our help. I don't want to send him out of this house until he feels that he's emotionally stable enough to make it out there on his own.
Come on, Michelle. He's a big boy, isn't he? I mean, sure, we're only early in our adult life and things are going to be hard. But this is just going to be a learning step for him. He needs to learn to overcome this thing by himself. What happens when there are actual challenges and tribulations that he has to face on his own? Are we just going to be there to support him the whole time? He needs to develop a little bit of independence.
Well, isn't this grand coming from the guy that's in a relationship at the moment? You don't know what it's like to be in his situation. Have a little bit of sympathy for him. Like, is it really that much of a burden to have him stay here? Stop being so mean to him.
Look, I don't know. It's like you say, your brother and I don't really get along. I'm not really sure how this is gonna work. Well, how about this? We'll give him about a month. We'll give him a month to get over what has happened recently, to find himself a job, and to potentially even get a girlfriend that he can move in with. What do you think about that? That sounds pretty reasonable if you ask me.
Are you kidding me right now? You're gonna give him a month to pick himself back up? Do you even know what it feels like to have a breakup? Tristan, do you even know how much you need to change your life to emotionally adjust to it? God, you're just way too harsh on my brother. What do you have against him anyway?
Well, I don't have anything against him, but we have our own life that we want to live, right? We've got our own dreams. I think 1 month is enough for him to get things done.
I'm not having this conversation with you. He can stay here for as long as he likes. He can stay here for as long as he needs. I don't care if it takes him a whole year to find himself a new job. I don't care if it takes him 10 years to find himself a new partner. I want him to know that people are there supporting him. They're not trying to rush him.
Are you serious right now? Don't you think that's a little bit too lenient? If we don't give him a time restraint, he's just going to loaf about and not put in any affirmative action at all. We should at least give him like 6 months. Give him some sort of deadline so that he knows he has to get things done before then.
No! This is out of the question. I can't believe you're talking this way, Tristan. If this was one of your friends, you wouldn't hesitate to let them stay here for as long as they'd like. But all of a sudden, when it's my brother, you have this indifferent attitude towards him. Why is that? What do you have against him?
Well, look, I'm not really sure if I should be telling you this, Michelle, but your brother and I aren't exactly the type of people to get along.
What do you mean by that?
Well, come on, let's face it. You and I started dating when we were in high school. We've been together for a very long time now. I've known your brother since high school, too. I've dated you for so long, but I never really had a conversation with your brother. And you know what? The few times that I did have a conversation with him, there's been a mismatch in the way we converse.
Well, what do you mean by that? Why would that be the case? You're both human, aren't you? Why aren't you able to just talk to each other like you're humans?
The thing is, we're two different types of humans. Like, take a look at your brother. He wanted to loaf about at school. He didn't care about his grades. He got in trouble with the teachers. He grew his hair long. He sat there with his guitar singing some poor melody as people just walked past him. He was a little bit aloof, don't you think?
Oh my God. I hate when people say that type of thing. Everyone kept saying that I was the really popular one in school with the weird brother that didn't talk to anyone. He's not weird at all. People just don't take the time to get to know him. He's yearning for attention.
Well, look, regardless, that's the type of person he is. And I don't think it's something that he can change, really. Then there's me. I've always been focused on the mission, whatever goal I had at hand. That goal could have been anything. I could have been getting a particular grade for a class. It could have been breaking some sort of sporting record for the school. And you know what? Now I'm an adult, it translates into something different. Now I want to make sure I meet a certain target at work. I want to make a certain amount of money. This is the type of person I am. It's very hard for someone like me to jive with someone like your brother. Do you understand where I'm coming from now?
Okay, fine, I get it. You made your point clear enough. You guys are two different animals and it's hard for you to get along. Why don't you look at this as an opportunity for that to happen? Who knows? You might actually find something about each other that you really, really like. There might be a really good relationship that blossoms from this. You know? If you and my brother actually became best friends, that would be a really cool outcome. I'm telling you, that's something that I can actually brag to my friends about. I'm pretty sure you'd be happy with it too.
Yeah, look, I don't know. I think you're just being too optimistic about this. If your brother is gonna live here, I'm gonna need some changes to happen. For starters, he's way too unhygienic. Every time I met him, I could smell him from a mile away. I need him to start having a shower.
Wow. Is that really your biggest concern? Just a simple shower? That's not a problem at all. It's gonna be easy to get him to wash himself. So, can my brother move in? Are you going to let him live here in peace and approach him in a way that's loving and caring?
I don't know, Michelle. I don't know how this is gonna work, but you are my girlfriend at the end of the day. I'll do this because I care about you. We'll see how everything goes.
Oh my god. Yes! This is gonna be amazing! It's gonna be like I'm living with my brother again back at home. I really missed him. You know, I'm gonna tell him that he can bring all of his stuff here. He's gonna be so happy about this. I can only see good things happening from this point on.
I guess someone needs to have a cheery attitude about all this.
Hey, honey, I'm pretty late from work. Don't think I'm out there doing anything behind your back. I've got to tell you, today is just the absolute worst. I mean, not only did I have to stay back a little bit later at work, I'm also stuck on the train. There's some sort of collision on the track, and we've had to stop for a bit. I figured this might be a good time to actually message you. You and I both have been really busy with work. I haven't really caught up with you on how things are going on at home. Are you and my brother getting along? I hope you haven't been at each other's throats yet.
Hey, honey. That sucks about work. I hope the train starts moving soon. It's already pretty late. I guess you don't have much time to relax to yourself tonight. I don't want to bother you with what's going on between your brother and me, so I'm just going to talk to you about that at a later point in time.
Oh, come on. You're just giving it away now. It's so clear that you two aren't getting along. So, tell me, what's the issue? It's only been a couple of days. Don't tell me you want to kick him out already.
Well, look, I wouldn't say that I want to kick him out, but there are definitely a couple of things that are playing on my mind. I know your brother needed a place to stay, and he would probably be bringing his stuff with him. But look at all the crap that he's brought here. Haven't you noticed it when you come home from work?
I did notice there was a couple of things here and there, but it's not that bad, is it?
Come on, don't try and downplay it. What you noticed is a serious case of hoarding syndrome. I mean, I was there the other day when he was bringing his stuff in here. He was going back and forth from the truck, bringing more and more stuff in. I was really bewildered by the type of stuff he had. So Michelle, don't give me that crap.
I didn't think much of it, to be honest.
Come on! You know that what he's bringing into the house is totally out of the ordinary. Any normal person would look at that stuff and wonder why someone like him would have that in his possession. I mean, did you see that massive statue of the wizard? That thing was built to human size. I don't even know who that is. Why would he have something like that?
Well, I'm not sure. It's just one of his quirks. I guess it makes him seem interesting.
Does it really make him seem interesting? I don't even know what to think about a guy that has that thing. If it was some sort of famous character like Gandalf or something, I would understand. But you look at that thing, and it's just some vague, unrenowned statue of a musician. It's quite big too, so, you know, it would have cost a decent amount of money. Why the hell would he buy something like that?
Well, like I said, to each their own. Everyone's got their own tastes, right? It's probably not going to make sense to you, but it definitely makes sense to him.
I know, but it just doesn't stop there. There's just a weird assortment of items that doesn't even make sense. I can kind of understand why his girlfriend broke up with him. This guy's character is all over the place.
Are you actually serious right now? Are you actually trying to pin the fact that they broke up over the type of things that he owns? That's just ridiculous.
Well, I mean, come on, Michelle. Even you have to admit that if I put all this stuff in the home, you would be creeped out by it, right? I mean, a weird magician in the corner just staring at you at night. A strange assortment of stuffed animals. That's something that a man doesn't usually have in his possession in the first place. He's got all these posters of rock artists around his room, but then he has these cutesy little anime models occupying all the space on his desk. Not only that, but you take a look at his wardrobe and you don't even know what type of style he's trying to go for here. It kind of looks like he bought every single item from a secondhand store.
Can you just not sit there and put my brother down? Especially at a time like this? Do you know how protective I am of him? I've been protecting him his whole life in high school. And I don't want to have to protect him from my own boyfriend.
Well, hey, just the mere fact that you have to protect him is a big red flag in my opinion. I mean, look, I'm not trying to put him down or anything, but I'm just saying this is really weird. And not only that, but his stuff is getting in the way. Like when he put everything into his room and it was filled to the max, I thought that was going to be it. There's no way he could have more stuff. But then it just keeps coming and coming. I mean, walk through our living room and you'll see what I mean. You'll see a massive didgeridoo from Australia. You'll see some Scottish bagpipes. You'll see his pet iguana that doesn't look like it's being fed. I mean, honestly, why does he keep this stuff? Does he even use half of it? It doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah, well, it doesn't make any sense to you, and that's fine. It doesn't have to make sense. That's what my brother likes, and I'm not gonna try and change that. That's the way he is. I think it's very unique.
Are you serious? You know that this is a particular type of mental disorder, right? I mean, it's not right to be hoarding all this stuff. And let's take a look at the situation. He's staying here out of our generosity. You think he would reduce the amount of items he has? Like, think about it, Michelle. All of his stuff is impinging on our lifestyle. He doesn't have any courtesy for the people around him at all.
So what? You expect him to just throw all that stuff out? Do you know how many years he's been collecting all of that? It would be a shame for him to just throw everything out. Why don't you look at it as something that he's amassing? You know what I mean? He could create, like, some really cool museum with all that stuff someday.
I just don't understand why he has all this stuff. I don't think he's going to create a museum or something. Does he find comfort in having all this junk around him?
Hey, don't call it junk. What's one man's junk is another man's treasure. He must really value all of that stuff. If you think about it, this is a very good quality. How many guys are like my brother? He actually appreciates these things. It doesn't matter if it's some old dusty item. It doesn't matter if it's something that no one even knows about. He sees some sort of value in it and he collects it. That's a pretty cool quality if you ask me.
Okay, well maybe he should save up money and buy his own building to house all the stuff. I don't see why he has to live with everything.
So is that really everything that you have against my brother? He's got a lot of items and that gets in your way? If you ask me, that's a pretty tame reason to hate my brother. I'm pretty sure you're going to get used to all that stuff eventually, as long as you guys aren't fighting each other about his personality or something.
Okay, well, there is one thing that's getting on my nerves.
Oh boy, here we go. I wonder what it is now. If you're going to talk about his hygiene, I've already told him to have a shower.
Okay, well, yes, he's definitely having his shower. It's good to see that he's doing that much. Now that we're talking about it, I did notice that he uses a lot of the body soap, though. I mean, I've bought a new bottle of body soap very recently, and already a quarter of it is gone. I'm very curious about how much he's using in there. But you know what? That's not really what's getting on my mind lately. It's what he gets up to in that room.
Here we go again. This is you wanting to invade someone else's privacy, is it? What he does in that room is up to him. I think you should just leave him alone. He doesn't go in your room bursting in on you painting all the time, right?
Well, no, he doesn't, thankfully. It's kind of good that he keeps to himself, but at the same time, it really bothers me. I mean, I came home one day and he was like moaning and crying in that room, calling out the name of that girl. I understand that he just broke up, so I was pretty lenient about it. But when that type of thing persists for about 1 or 2 hours, I had to do something about it.
He's mourning his loss. Let him be upset about that girl. He's grieving at the moment. This is what happens when people break up. You do know that people have emotions when they break up with someone, right? They're not like you. They actually feel love and connection with their partner. And they hate the fact that they've lost that.
Come on, Michelle. I'm not some cruel robot that doesn't feel anything at all. Don't try and make me out to be that way. I get that he's saddened. He wants some time alone. He probably wants to cry about it too. That's fine. I guess that's what humans do at the end of the day. At the same time, to be squealing and shrieking in his room like that, you have to admit that that would get on your mind, right? Especially for someone like me. You know what I do when I get home.
Oh, please, don't remind me. Of course I know about you and that little hobby of yours. You want to sit there and complain about my brother doing weird things in his room? I'm more worried about what you do in that room.
Well, just remember that what I do isn't a hobby. This is how we earn a living.
What do you mean? Of course it's a hobby. You have your own job. You have a 9-to-5, right? You do that every day. What do you do when you come home? You don't go to your wife and give her the attention that you need to give. You go straight to that stupid room of yours and you start playing around with your colors.
Well, what can I say, Michelle? I'm a professional painter. This is something I like to do, and I've been doing it for a long time. You know this is what I do in my spare time. You knew that when you decided to move in with me.
I know, but I didn't think you were this much of a fanatic about it. I mean, you don't even earn money from that thing. I wish you just came home and watched a movie with me. Give me some attention. I wish you were just like my brother. You could learn something from him.
Yeah. Well, I'd rather not become someone like your brother. I don't like the idea of sitting in my room crying to myself and making songs about a girl that wasn't even a great girl to begin with. I'm sorry, but I've got no plan on becoming that sad and pathetic.
You really look down on my brother, don't you? You don't see anything good about him.
I'm sure he has some good qualities, but at the moment, he's been more of a hindrance than someone I want to be around.
Yeah, well, look. He's my brother, and you're just gonna have to accept it. We're going to be living together soon, so I'm pretty sure he's gonna accept some of the bad qualities about you. Particularly the way you love to order people around.
What are you talking about? I don't order people around. I just tell them what they should do to make their lives better.
Yeah, right. You just have some sort of power complex or something. You never leave me alone. It's always, don't do this, don't do that. You're not allowed to go here. You're not allowed to spend your money on this. Like, honestly, am I allowed to do anything, or are you just going to control me for the rest of my life?
I'm sorry, Michelle, but sometimes your behavior is just way out of control. If I don't stop you from doing the things you do, then we wouldn't even have a place to live in. All of our money would be going into those damn slot machines.
I can't believe you would talk about them that way. Don't you realize it's thanks to those slot machines that you're able to buy a car? I mean, I hit it big that one time, right? You should be thankful to me.
Okay, but we would have been able to buy that car a year earlier if you just stopped putting your money into those things. Honestly, I know that you first started gambling because you wanted to try it with your friends. You're the one that got hooked on it. I think it's time that you go to therapy or something. Figure out a way to stop.
What a load of crap. Do you really think that I need to stop when it's actually doing good things for our household? Honestly, I'm not sure about you, but I want more than just one nice car. I'm hoping that we can upgrade this place. Like, seriously, mediocrity is not for me. I want to actually have the money to go on trips and stuff.
Okay. And if we stick to the plan that I have and just work and save our money, then we'd be able to do those things. Honestly, we might win big every now and then on the slot machines, but if we just save our money in the long run, we'd actually have more of it. You're losing more money than you're winning, and you don't even realize it.
Here you go again. Once again, you just want to ridicule me and try and control me. Well, you know what? I'm not going to be coming home tonight. I know how late it is. I'm just going to stay up all night at the machine, and I'm going to prove to you that we're going to win it big. You can sleep in that bed on your own tonight. Or you know what? Better yet? How about you just get along with my brother? You guys can sleep together.
Come on, Michelle. You're being childish right now. Don't do something like that. I'm not saying this to ridicule you. I'm just doing it because I care about our household. Are you seriously ignoring me right now? This is unbelievable. I don't want you spending our whole paycheck on that slot machine. You hear me? Joel! Joel! Where are you right now? This is an emergency. I need to get to work and I can't find the suit that I need to wear today. We're having a very special meeting with some new clients. I had it hanging in the living room so I could just grab it and put it on this morning. Do you know where it is? I have all your stuff all over the place and I can't seem to find it anywhere. What are you doing at the moment? Oh, hey man, good morning and peace to you. It's always been a blessing for every morning that we can wake up and be able to talk to each other, isn't it? Can I just say that I'm really happy that we can live with each other? It's like so good to get to know my bro, man. It's like totally awesome that a guy like you is dating my sister. I'm really happy for her. Okay. Well, thank you for the sentiments. Unfortunately, now is not the time for them. I'm in an emergency right now. Joel, I need to know where that suit is. Do you have any idea where it is? You're talking about the one that was in the living room, right? That was just like a totally good suit, man. Thank you for leaving that one out there for me. What are you talking about? I didn't leave that suit out there for you. Aren't you listening to what I'm saying? I said that I left it in there so I could grab it quickly and head out the door. Are you trying to tell me that you're wearing it right now? Oh, wow. Really? I'm just like so sorry, man. I totally thought that thing was for me. I mean, I walked out of my room and the suit was just right in front of me. I thought you were doing me some sort of courtesy. You must have noticed how much clothes I've got in the washing basket. I've got nothing at all to wear. That was the only thing I could find. I'm sorry that I made such a big mistake, man. I'll make it up to you. What type of coffee do you like? I like lattes, personally. I think you're more of a black guy. Would you like me to get you a coffee? Do you think something as meager as a coffee is going to make up for the fact that I'm going to be late for this meeting and I'm also going to look crap for it? You had no right in taking that suit. Joel, you should have at least asked me. That's not something you own, right? Yeah, I know, man. But we kind of like live under the same roof, you know? Like, we all use the same water. We all use the same electricity. I thought we all wear the same clothes, too. That's just a ridiculous way of thinking. Joel, even if that were the case, take a look at the size of you and the size of me. There's no way that thing is fitting you. I'm pretty sure you're just dragging the trousers all over the place. And you know what? Where are you right now? What do you have today that is so important that it warrants you to wear my special suit? Well, hey, man. I'm just like taking it easy. You know, I just broke up recently. Like, I'm just so sad, man. I feel like I'm in some deep, dark pit and I can't claw my way out. You know what I mean? Man, it's like I walk around and someone's got their hands over my eyes the whole time. That's how dark everything seems to me. I'm just out here trying to find the light. You know, man, I'm just like totally trying to find myself. Okay, thank you for the vague description of what you're doing. Can I actually get a proper description of what's going on right now? How are you finding yourself exactly? Well, like, man, I don't know. It's a pretty big, wide world out there, isn't it? I don't know where I am. I've got to, like, explore, man. I've got to search every ocean. I've got to look under every rock. I don't know where I am in this world. I'm sorry, Joel. What are you talking about right now? Can you just tell me exactly where you are? I don't need all this cryptic talk of you trying to find yourself. I need to know where you are exactly so I can get there, I get my suit, and get to work. Well, hey, man, I don't know. I think the last thing I saw was Mackenzie's forest. I'm like totally in touch with nature right now. I'm just like my forefathers. You know, in order to move forward, you have to move back, right? I'm just feeling like so deep right now, man. Like I'm just like so totally in my element. I'm sorry. What did you just say right now? You did not say Mackenzie's forest. Yeah, man, I think it is. I remember seeing some sort of sign. But you know what, man? I'm not on the tracks that they made here. That's not how you find yourself. You can't, like, walk another man's path, you know? You gotta find your own path. So I'm just, like, totally walking into this thing blind. I don't even know where I am in this place. You've got to be joking me right now. I cannot believe this is actually happening. You are joking, right? This isn't true. I don't know what you mean. But hey, man, I really like jokes. I've got this really cool doozy of a joke. You're gonna love it. Here we go. Knock, knock. Joel, I need you to stop screwing around. Are you messing with me or not? Is this some sort of joke? Because I'm not laughing. If this is some stupid prank that you're pulling on me, it's not funny. What are you talking about, man? I know you're like this big, serious guy that goes to work and everything, right? You got that job in the big corporations and stuff. I would never do a prank on you. It's like totally not the type of thing you enjoy. Okay, so you're actually being serious with me right now. Right now, you're trekking through Mackenzie Forest all on your own and you don't even know where you are. Not only that, but you're wearing my suit! Absolutely destroying it in the process. Well, hey man, I wouldn't say that. I mean, I told you that I wanted to get in touch with nature, right? On the way here, bit by bit, I've been taking off one piece of clothing. You know what I mean? How can you get in touch with nature if you're not the one touching it? I want my whole body to be infused with the earth. You know, I think that's like the only way I'm going to find happiness. That's the only way I'm going to get over her. Gosh, I miss her so much. Joel, what the hell? So not only are you lost in this forest on your own, you've actually scattered my clothes all over the place. Do you have any idea how much this is annoying me right now? Whoa, man, I can totally sense that you've got like this really aggressive energy. You gotta learn to tamper it down. You know what? I was reading this book yesterday on these old ancient monk techniques. They've got this breathing technique that teaches you to take everything in and just let it go. I want you to do this one with me, Tristan. First, you're gonna take in this deep breath. Joel, just shut up. Shut up right now. I don't want to hear about some stupid technique that you've done. I don't have time for this stuff. I need to track you down and get my suit. I cannot believe this is happening. I can't even explain this to everyone. They're not gonna believe me. Oh, wow. Are you gonna come with me too, man? That's just like totally awesome. We're gonna be able to find ourselves together. It's gonna take half the time it would've. You know what? I found my soul tree that I'm connecting with right now. When you get here, I want you to find yours too. Hey, Michelle. Look, I know you're at work at the moment and you probably want to use your break to actually relax. But lately, you and I haven't had any chance to talk with each other. We've got a serious issue in our household. Our bills are skyrocketing right now, and I'm very worried that we're not going to be able to pay them off. We need to take immediate action. We need to do something so that we don't actually lose the house. I'm sorry to say this, but we're probably going to have a very meager meal for this week.
Oh my god. You are just overreacting again. It's fine. Take everything easy.
Okay, well, I would like to have the same optimistic attitude that you have, but just looking at the facts, this can't go on. I don't want to be putting the blame on anyone, but there's just a really interesting correlation between your brother moving in here and our bills skyrocketing. I know you don't want to rush this guy and you want him to get over his relationship and whatever, but we seriously need to do something about this. I don't think he has a choice but to get a job, like, right now. I don't think him needing the time to emotionally adjust is a good enough excuse.
You seriously did not say that. It's like you have no idea how much this relationship meant to him in the first place. Didn't I tell you this before? We're going to give him as much time as he needs. If we rush him, things are going to go bad. He's going to get a job and he's going to get fired straight away. What do you think that's going to do for his mentality? Not only does he lose the girl, he loses his job. I think anyone would feel bad about themselves after that.
Well, look, I don't mean to rush him or anything, but things are really dire at the moment. I really need him to just man up and get the job already. Fair enough, he's had a bad relationship. Anyone would feel bad about that. But does that mean that he has to stop moving forward? Of course it doesn't, especially in the situation that he's in at the moment. He's become a burden on our lifestyle. I'm telling you right now, Michelle, we need him to work or else we're going to be out on the streets with him. Is that the outcome that you want?
Well, the outcome I want is for my brother to feel like he's strong and capable and knows what he's doing with his life.
Okay, fair enough. I get that. So let's push him to get the job. The more competent that he becomes, the more he's going to feel like he has control over his life. Surely you would understand that.
Hey, what I understand is that you wouldn't make a baby run when it can't even crawl. Like, haven't you even heard of the law of reverse effect? Some things in life you can't control. You just gotta let them come to you.
I cannot believe you don't see the urgency of this situation. Michelle, the fact of the matter is that we don't have enough money to pay for everything here. And not only that, he's actually chipping into our income. Haven't you realized that?
I'm not sure what you're talking about right now.
Well, look, all those times that he's asked me for a couple of $100s to buy some groceries. It's funny that I come home and there's no actual groceries being bought. What do you think that money is going towards?
What? I'm not sure. Maybe he donates it to a charity or something. He actually has the goodwill to care about other people, unlike you. He knows that the money that you earn wouldn't go to something like that.
Look, I'm pretty sure there's a lot of people suffering out there in the world. I would like to help all of them, but I need to at least have a house that I can live in. And let's be honest, I don't think he's actually donating that money to charity or groceries. I think we both know where he puts it.
Actually, we don't. All you're doing right now is just speculating. You don't actually know what he gets up to with his life.
Hey, Michelle, if you were a little bit perceptive of the things going on around you, you would actually notice a lot of really alarming things. There's one time he went to the toilet and he left his door open. I wasn't intentionally trying to sneak in there and look at things, but just from the little crack the door was revealing, I could see that he was watching that girl again. He still donates to her stream even though they broke up. Don't you see this is really unhealthy behavior?
Actually, I didn't see it as anything surprising at all. I mean, that's what people do when they break up. They tend to look at photos of the person that they loved. Are you seriously trying to diagnose him and say that there's something wrong with him because he's doing something all humans do?
Okay, fair enough. People are heartbroken over their lost lover. But at the same time, this is different, isn't it? He's actually giving money to the person that broke up with him. He still thinks he's going to get back with her. Not only that, but he's using our money. The money that we could be putting towards our bills. If you don't see this as a very serious situation, Michelle, then I have no idea what to do with you.
Okay, Tristan. Well, what do you expect me to do then? Do you really just want me to sit here and wave my wand and hopefully everything just magically fixes itself? Do you want me to go up to my brother and cup his face with both hands and tell him that he has to get over his girlfriend right now? Do you really think that's how this works? Like it's all going to happen overnight?
What I'm saying is that we need to be a little bit stricter on him. You understand what I'm saying, right? We need to have some sort of rule in place to ensure that we don't end up in this position again. And you know what? If you really care about your brother getting over his ex-girlfriend, then you would ban that site. You would make it a condition that, if he lives in this house, he's not allowed to use it.
Wow. And so my brother is meant to go on with his life with no emotional release. That's what you're trying to say right now. That's like saying that I shouldn't be going to gambling every week.
Well, actually, you shouldn't be going to gambling every week. Michelle, you're also the one that's contributing to this financial mess that we found ourselves in.
Oh my God. Here you go again. Well, how about I let you in on a little bit of juicy information? I'm actually going gambling tonight, and it's all because of you.
Are you serious right now? You're actually going to play that card just to spite me even more? You're going to waste more money on the stupid machines. You're really not going to wake up and just understand that I'm actually doing this to save my family?
You're telling me that we have an issue, right? You're telling me that we need money? Well, what do you think I'm going to do tonight? I'm going to earn us some money.
Do you have any idea how much this puts our household at risk? Do you honestly think that stupid slot machines are helping us? They're contributing to the problem. What makes you think that you're going to win big today?
Well, what you need to understand is I'm a professional slot machine player. I'm not like those novices. The fact of the matter is that luck actually exists. There's a special energy in this world, and you need to understand it.
Oh boy, here we go. You're starting to sound exactly like your brother talking about his mystical energy that you can't even see.
Well, of course. It's energy, isn't it? You can't see it. Honestly, you're going to sit here and tell me that you were the guy that got the top grades in high school when you can still be this dumb? All the novices think that if something good happens in that day, they should go hit the machines. You know what I mean? The girl at the cafe decided to chat up the guy for once. Some guy walked up to a girl and called her pretty. They think because one good thing happened that means a good thing is gonna come next. Well, that's not how life works. Life is a roller coaster of going up and down. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad. And let me tell you right now, you and this depressing, negative conversation is a very bad part of my life. It's at a dip right now, which only means that from this point on, it's gonna go up. So that's how I know that I'm gonna win big tonight.
What a ridiculous and arbitrary way to think about your own gambling. Can I just point out that the last time we had this conversation, you went gambling and you lost big time? Clearly your own logic isn't working with you.
You know what, Tristan? I'm sick of you sitting on your high horse all the time. I'm sick of you looking down on my brother and me. Why don't we take a look at you? Why don't we talk about what Tristan does? Look at me. I'm Tristan. I'm above everyone. I can tell everyone what they should be doing with their life. I'm so much better than everyone because I sit at home painting all the time. Like, honestly, do you really think that makes you better than my brother and me? Let me just tell you that my brother is an artist too. He also creates things.
Okay, your brother has the whole house to himself for the whole day. I've actually asked him about his song composition lately, and all he's written is a couple of sentences. He hasn't made any progress on that thing, and it's been a month already.
Well, yeah, he's dealing with a heavy experience right now. Of course his creativity is going to be out of whack. But you know what? Stop trying to steer this conversation away from you. We need to talk about you and your bad habits.
Okay then, Michelle. I'd like to see where you're going with this. Let's talk about that then. Let's talk about all the things that I do that's wrong. Let's point out the things that contribute to a bad household and put us in a financial mess. Let me just remind you that I'm the primary income for this household. I'm the one that's trying to save everyone on this ship while you and your brother poke holes at the bottom of it.
You think you're so grand and glorious, don't you? Who cares if you do all that crap? All you're doing right now is pretending. Let's not forget you're the guy holding massive parties on the weekend.
Wait. You are not accusing me of what I think you're accusing me of, are you?
I'm not accusing you of anything. I'm stating it as it is. You want to put on this tough image of you being so diligent. You want to appear like you do nothing wrong. Let's see what happened this weekend. I come home from a day out with my friends to a frantic, out-of-control party arranged by yours truly, Tristan.
What a load of crap. You actually think that was me, don't you? You don't think that I was the sane one that came home to that party? I went out for that day to do some painting in a peaceful, tranquil location on my own. I clearly can't do it at home when your brother is sitting in his room moaning all the time. He really disrupts my creative process. I can't paint. And what is the state of my house? It's in absolute disarray. Not only that, but what do I see? I see you in the crowd enjoying yourself. Are you seriously going to pin that on me when you actually had fun there?
Well, what am I meant to do? Try and stop that thing on my own? I was trying to tell everyone to leave and get them to tell me what was going on. They kept telling me that you were the one that organized that party.
What the hell? Do you really think I was the one to do something like that? Do those people look like the type of people I hang out with? They look a lot more like your brother, don't they? If anyone organized that party, it was him. Anyway, aren't you happy that I got that party shut down anyway? I found your brother and I convinced him to get everyone the hell out of my house. It was over in a matter of hours and I was too tired to get up in him any more than that. I fell asleep, woke up, and I went to work. I didn't have time to clean up after his mess.
Yeah, right. That's a very intricate and elaborate story. It's so typical of you to just pin it on my brother. I know you're just searching for ways that you can get rid of him. I bet you organized that party to just frame him to give yourself more ammo as to why you should kick him out.
You still think that I was the one that organized that party, don't you? Go talk to your brother himself. He'll tell you that he organized that party because he wanted to get his name known a lot more. I mean, I don't know if you noticed, but he was the one that was standing in front of the pool performing for everyone. Performing quite poorly, I might add.
This is just ridiculous. I'm sick of putting up with you. What a horrible time to spend my break. You know what? I'm going to get back to work, and I'm going to go to the slot machines tonight. I'm going to win the big money and pay off those bills. After that, I better hear a thank you from you.
You amaze me, Michelle. You really do.
And you know what? I'm not going to give you any attention until you do a couple of things around here. The first thing is you start putting yourself in check and don't hold these stupid parties again.
Those parties weren't me.
Shut up! After that, I want you to start cleaning up around here. The place is way too messy and I don't understand how you can live like this.
If the place is messy, it's because of your brother. The guy doesn't do anything with his day. Why don't you get him to clean, especially since he's the one that's making it?
Just shut up! How many times do you need to be told? You don't make the rules here. After that, I want you to be more sympathetic to him. Your attitude is just way too cruel. It's inhuman. You start clearing up after yourself and being a little bit kinder to my brother, and then you'll get the attention from me. We can go back to being a couple that actually enjoys each other's company.
What a joke. Hey man, I'm just totally starving right now. Like, I know you're really, really busy, and I don't want to step on your toes and everything, man. But do you reckon you can go out of your way to get some corn chips for me? I'm just like totally in the mood for some nachos. All of this job hunting is starting to take its toll on me. I need that delicious sensation of crunch and sweet spicy salsa. Just thinking about it is making me salivate. To hell with your stupid nachos, Joel. How about I give you a recommendation? If you really want to eat some nachos, how about you go get yourself a job, buy the damn thing yourself, and make it yourself? I know if I get you those corn chips, you're going to get me to make it for you. This is the guy that doesn't even know how to make himself a coffee. Hey man, like, what's your problem? I just totally don't get it. Your energy is always hostile towards me. I'm always talking to you in a nice way, right? I just totally want to get along with the guy dating my sister. I don't know why you always talk to me this way. I'm always nice to you, right? Look, Joel, you might be a really good guy. Maybe you even have good intentions, but your behavior is just way off. Don't you realize how much you're affecting our lifestyle here? Don't you realize how much of a burden you've become? You and I have already had our episodes together. You have to work a lot harder than that if you want to get on my good side again. I mean, do I even have to remind you of what happened in that forest? Okay, man, just chill out. I get it. I'm not allowed to use your clothes. Have you seen me use your clothes ever since? I've been a good guy, right? I know, but it's just something about you. It's like you don't understand this common sense that there are some things you can do and there are some things you can't. Like every time I have to tell you very specifically what you can and can't do. It's getting on my nerves. You should just have the common sense to know that some of your behaviors get in my way. Well, hey man, that's just totally unfair, you know? I mean, you always come home and have a really angry vibe, and that just totally messes up my vibe. I can't write any music. You've got the whole day to be writing your music. I don't want to hear you blame me for that. Besides, you're not the only one that's an artist. I'm painting, aren't I? It's really hard to get into the state of mind to paint something beautiful when you and your friends are in the garage pounding out music. It makes you wish your head would just explode. Yeah, man, we're just like a really hardcore band, you know? Especially lately. I'm just in such a dark place. I'd say the lyrics I'm bringing out lately are probably my best work. Well, if that's your best work, I'd hate to see what your worst is. I know art is subjective and everything, but I honestly can't see anyone liking that type of music, apart from yourself. Like, seriously, Joel, can't you think of a better use of your time than wasting it on that band? I don't think you guys are gonna go anywhere. I'm not even saying this to be mean. I'm saying this for your own good. I think you just need to focus on finding a normal job and keep it that. No way, man. Like, this music is more to me than just a job, you know? Like, this is an expression of my soul, man. Every guy has some sort of demon within him. And I'm like releasing that demon in a healthy way. I'm still so caught up about that girl. I still think about her every day. Come on, Joel. I need you to just grow up already. I know you're still a young man, but are you going to get this upset about every girl? I honestly don't see what's so special about this woman. I mean, she's the type of person that sells herself online. Is that really the type of person that you want to fall in love with? You just, totally don't get it, man! She was a goddess! She just, deserves every little penny that I can give her. I'm so happy giving her money. She doesn't even need to notice me. That's what makes me happy in my life. Well, clearly it isn't, because you still have this negative energy when you're creating your music. Honestly, you're the brother of my girlfriend. So at the end of the day, I care about you. I think it's best if you just get a normal job. Work on yourself a little bit more and get a bit more confidence. So do what everyone else is doing, and you're gonna find that person for you. I don't know, man. Just when you look at people these days, everyone is just like a square, you know? I'm sorry. What are you talking about right now? Yeah, everyone is a square. But man, I'm different. I'm not a square. I'm a triangle. Do you know how hard it is for a triangle to be a square? A triangle has to, change who he is. You know, he's gotta somehow gain an extra side. It's just, not possible for him, man. Joel, what are you talking about right now? What I'm telling you to do is to get a job like everyone else. What I'm telling you to do is to pay your own bills. What I'm telling you to do is to stop being a burden on your sister and me. Are you seriously gonna sit there and give me the excuse that you are a triangle? I don't have time to listen to that sort of crap. I need to get my house in order, and you're not helping me. Well, hey, look, man. I didn't want to say this, but maybe this isn't for you. Maybe you should just, leave. I'm sorry? What did you say? Yeah, let's take a look at the facts. My sister likes me a lot more than you. She's known me her whole life. She's protective of me. If it had to come between us, I'm pretty sure you'd be the one that gets kicked out. Oh, wow. So, that's what you're trying to do right now, is it? Instead of trying to step up to the plate and take responsibility, you want to try and kick me out? That's a really low move right there, Joel. Even if it is true, even if your sister would choose you over me, you're seriously going to talk to me that way after I've paid for the rent for the house that you get to live in? You're going to talk to me that way after I've put food on your plate? I've even given you money to spend on that stupid girl online. Don't you dare call her that. She's an absolute goddess. She's beautiful. I'm not going to listen to you insult her. Joel, you need to wake up to yourself. There's nothing special about her. She spends her day selling pictures of her body. She does nothing in her spare time but drink lattes in a cafe. There's obviously nothing special about her. She's got no skills and no stories. Her personality is as insipid as a brick. Don't forget that I've already met her. I already know what type of person she is. Apart from her looks, which aren't even that great to begin with, there's nothing special about her, and you're over-glorifying her too much.
Just shut up. You don't know what you're talking about. I don't care if you can't see the beauty in her. I can. She's a lot more than she seems. You wouldn't know this because you didn't even date her.
Well, look, I'm sorry to say, but you didn't even date her. Do you really think that she treated you like her proper boyfriend? She didn't give you any attention. It was all one-sided. Is that the type of relationship that you want to be in? You just want to sit there and grovel at her feet like all the millions of other men who are doing that? Why don't you find someone that's special? Someone that you genuinely like? Someone that loves you as much as you love them? Don't you think that's a much better idea?
You just don't understand me, man. I'm just not like that. I just cannot do what everyone else does. It's not in my blood. It's not in my DNA.
That's a pathetic excuse for why you can't even get yourself a job. It's a pathetic excuse for why you can't rely on yourself. You're trying to tell me that you're not like everyone else, so you need to sponge off your sister and me? Honestly, Joel, I need you to wake up to yourself.
Well, hey, man, I've already got myself a job, don't I? I mean, you keep pushing me to find some sort of part-time job in this area, but it's just like so stupid, man. I'm a rock star. I'm a guitar man. That's who I am. I've got my own band and everything. That's what my job is. So can't you just let me get good at my craft already?
Do you think that's a good enough excuse, Joel? Don't worry. I'm in the same boat as you. I have my creative side too. If I could have it my way, I'd be painting all day instead of doing my 9 to 5. But I just can't do that. Am I meant to pursue my dreams at the risk of losing my house? Of course not. I think you need to get a job that actually earns money and then do your band stuff on the side. Maybe you're gonna hit it big one day. Who knows? But first, you need to be able to stand on your own 2 feet. You can't be sitting here getting babied by your sister and me for the rest of your life.
Well, hey, man, I don't know, because I think she just, totally appreciates me being here. I can see what's going on in your relationship lately. You two aren't even talking. Before you start criticizing me, maybe you should sort out your own problems, man.
There really is no getting through to you, is there? You know, for a guy that thinks he's so nice, you're actually pretty stubborn. Here I am trying to give you good advice that's gonna change your life, and you just want to blow it off. Well, you know what, Joel? That's fine. This is the last time I'm ever gonna do it. And it's probably the last time you and I are ever gonna have a conversation. This is just way too funny. You actually want to do this, don't you? You actually want to leave this relationship. You really do amaze me, Tristan. I could not believe you would be this stubborn. You can't accept any fault in other people, can you? You can't give them the time they need to actually get better. If you ask me, this is probably the smartest decision you ever made. In fact, I was thinking about the same thing. I was hoping to kick you out. I can see that you just cannot have the love and respect for my brother like you should have. Well, I'm guessing that your brother told you everything that happened, right? I've made my decision. I'm not staying there anymore. Do you really think that I needed my brother to tell me to understand what's going on? I could tell by the fact that none of your stuff is here. You really move fast, don't you? It's almost as if you've been thinking about this for a long time. Well, Michelle, you can't really blame me, right? I have been thinking about this for a long time. I'm sorry, but I've tried reasoning with you people. I've tried to get through to you and your brother on how serious the situation is. We quite simply do not have the funds to continue the lifestyle that we've been living. I've been doing my best to earn extra money. I've been doing my best to make sure that we keep floating above water. But it just gets harder and harder, especially when you two continue to delude yourselves and give yourselves justification for why you do what you do. You know what? It's that arrogant attitude, which is exactly why I was thinking about kicking you out in the first place. Honestly, I don't know what you think is gonna happen to you out there, Tristan. You think you're actually gonna find a girlfriend that likes you? Trust me, you should have been thankful that I stayed with you in the first place. I'm not sure there's many people that can handle your personality. So what if I had a gambling addiction? So what if my brother was a little bit emotional after a breakup?
You really gonna sacrifice all of that just because you think you know better than everyone? I'm telling you right now, there's no other girl that's gonna be interested in you. You were just lucky that you picked me up in high school. You're gonna perform horribly out there.
Who's to say that I even want to be in a relationship? Maybe I just want to be single. Maybe I just want to focus on my art. Maybe after the horrible experience with my girlfriend and having to put up with her brother, I just need a break from things.
Wow, look at you go, Tristan. I'm Tristan, and that is so hard. My girlfriend does a little bit of gambling and her brother is a bit upset about a breakup. Life couldn't get any worse than this. I mean, there are people out there that can barely get a glass of water every day, but I think I'm having it so much worse than them. Why don't you just get over yourself? You're not this big, great victim that you think you are. There are many people out there having it way more rough than you. At least you actually have a girlfriend in the first place. Someone that can actually tolerate you. Unlike my brother, that deserves any girl that he wants. You know what? If you just learned a thing or two from him, if you just learned how to be sweeter to your girlfriend, we would have had a relationship that worked out. Too bad for you. You couldn't learn. Now it's all come to this. I hope you're happy with yourself, Tristan.
Don't try and pin all of this on me, Michelle. You talk about your brother like he's this great guy, like he's meant to have every girl in the world. I'm telling you, if you think that I'm not going to have any chance of finding a girlfriend, that guy is absolutely hopeless. Even you have to admit you wouldn't date someone like him. Don't try and sit there and tell me that you would date a guy that owns that much stuff. Don't try and convince me that a guy that doesn't have a job is someone you want to be with. If you really cared about your brother, you would have pushed him in the right direction instead of trying to protect him all the time. You would stop trying to convince him that he's this awesome guy. He needs to wake up to himself if he really wants to do better in his life.
Yeah. Well, who's the one that's getting kicked out of the house right now? It's you, isn't it? Not my brother. Maybe it's you that needs to learn a lesson.
I'm sorry. How are you interpreting the situation? This is me leaving the house. I'm not getting kicked out.
Actually, no. You and I both know that I was going to kick you out originally. You were just trying to save face by leaving before I could tell you. Good luck out there on your own, Tristan. I doubt you're going to find a house for you to live in. It's going to be fun living here with just me and my brother. It's going to be just like the old times. I'm pretty sure we're going to be a better team without you. You were the one that was getting in our way in the first place.
Well, let's hope that things go as well as you think they will, Michelle. I'm telling you right now, though, two irresponsible people living with each other is not a good situation. I can't wait to see which one of you breaks first.
Hey, Tristan, babe, how are you? It's been a while, hasn't it? I hope things are going well for you. Were you able to find a new house to live in? I feel really bad about what happened. You and I got into such an angry mood last time, didn't we? It's really a shame that we've had to end things this way. I mean, we've been dating since high school, right? We were high school sweethearts. That's a really rare thing. It's a shame that everything had to end the way it did. How are you, anyway? I want to know what's going on in your life.
What do you want from me, Michelle? I'm pretty sure we had a mutual understanding that we didn't want anything to do with each other. I can't help but think you want something from me.
Come on, you really don't have to act that way. I'm just a former lover that wants to get in contact with you again. These past few weeks have made me realize something. In every relationship, these types of obstacles come up, right? There's always something that you two have to work together to overcome. Maybe sometimes you can't even do that. Maybe you just need some time. Well, I don't know about you, but I think I've had enough time. I hope you've been using the time wisely to reflect on how we can improve our relationship. I know I have, and I'm fully intending to come back stronger than ever.
What are you talking about right now? Do you actually think there's even the slimmest chance of us getting back together? I think I made it pretty clear when I moved out of that house that I wanted nothing to do with you and your brother. There's no chance of us getting back together.
Are you kidding me right now? Like, seriously? Is that the attitude you want to take? That's just so immature. Are you going to give up on a relationship that lasted this long just because you had a bad experience with my brother? Honestly, I'm trying to propose an alternative here. I'm trying to tell you that I'm kicking my brother out, and I want you back here.
I'm sorry. What did you just say?
Yeah, look, I'm sorry, but I guess you had a point. I think my brother is actually hopeless. He can't get his life together at all. It's been so hard trying to pay everything off here with him here. I've had to cut back on my gambling. I don't know how much longer I can live here with him. I think I need you back here. I need a second income in this house. If we don't, things are going to be tough for everyone involved. I mean, think about it. Things must be tough for you, right? It's not exactly cheap to live in this area on your own. You've only got that one income. Surely it'd be easier if you just moved back in here and we paid for the rent and the utilities together.
Yeah, that sounds like a great idea. Move back into the house with my girlfriend that has a gambling addiction? Get real.
Okay, look, I get it. I realize how bad it is. We really can't support ourselves with this addiction of mine. I'll stop, and I'll get rid of my brother. Doesn't that work out best for you?
Actually, no. Staying away from you is the best thing for me. You think I have one income, don't you? You haven't listened to me this whole time. You realize that the paintings I've done actually get me money, right?
I'm sorry. What did you say?
Yeah, I don't just do that type of stuff for fun. I'm actually selling them. I've been doing that for a while, but I haven't told you about it. If you knew how much money we were making, you would actually use that as an excuse to gamble more. I've had to hide it from you.
You gotta be kidding me right now. How much money have you been making from that stuff?
Well, it's hard to give the good amount, but the minimum amount is about $80,000 a week.
I'm sorry. What did you just say?
Yeah, that's right. Those paintings that you made fun of actually turn into a lot of money. So if you're worried that I need some more financial assistance, then you can put your concerns elsewhere.
Okay, fine. So maybe, financially, you're well off. That's great. I'm really happy for you. What about emotionally, though? Surely you miss being together with me, right? We've been together for so long. I can't imagine you giving yourself to someone else.
Well, actually, that's where you're wrong. I don't know if you know this, but this strange, mysterious guy that sits in his room painting all the time is somewhat alluring for girls. I put myself out there and I was snatched up very easily. I found another person like me that paints her own stuff. I love looking at her stuff. It gives me inspiration, actually.
You've got to be kidding me right now. So you're actually going to leave me here with my brother? The guy that has spent months and months living here, and he hasn't got a job yet.
Well, hey, consider this opportunity for you to actually support him. Maybe you can push him to finally get a job. Anyway, I've got nothing else to say to you. I don't want to talk to you anymore. I'll be blocking you now. Bye. It was quite interesting watching the demise of that couple. Michelle would always talk about her brother like he was this great guy that she wanted to take care of. But the moment he became a burden on her, she started to hate him. Slowly but surely, she became the dictator that she claimed I was. She started yelling at her brother, telling him what to do. She wanted him to get off his butt and actually find a job. Him, being the type of guy he is, he was still adamant that he was gonna find a career in music. He took it to the streets and started performing live. There was more than one occasion where he was escorted off the premises. The type of sound that he was going for was just unbearable for the people around. There was one day where he actually started to get a pretty good crowd, though. For the first time in his life, he was starting to feel good about something. He finally was hitting it big like he always dreamed of, even though it was only a couple of people. He was getting into the groove of things and he was enjoying the crowd that he had. That was until the corner of his eye spotted his ex-girlfriend walking around with another guy. At that point, he fled from the scene and tried to find the closest thing that he could jump off of. He managed to find his way to the Golden Gate Bridge. Unfortunately for him, his behavior was so bizarre that people followed him there to see what was going on. He tried to jump for a second time but was stopped by the nearby people. His frantic screaming about how much he missed his girlfriend and how much his life sucks was put on the news. They labeled him as the failed man baby that sold his life away to OnlyFans. They used him as an example of what happens when you indulge in that thing too much. Michelle had met a demise of similar magnitude. She claimed that she would get rid of her gambling addiction, but she just couldn't do it. She lost her job and had to work in the night industry to fund her addiction. She's now a drone to those machines, and I don't see her stopping anytime soon. As for me, on the other hand, I am enjoying my life with my new partner. I can't believe that there was someone else out there that could be perfect for me. She supports me in everything I do. In fact, we support each other. We take inspiration from each other's artwork, and we became renowned as the couple that produces the painting together. Every piece that we do is painted by each person. We work in sync with each other to create a final product that looks amazing. I have to say, breaking up with Michelle and getting away from her brother was the best decision of my life.
Thanks for watching all the way to the end. If you enjoyed it, please remember to click the like button. See you in the next video!